Booner Path.
Shut that shit up.
CPO.
Fair point.
Boys are going to bring the heat today.
As the leader of the Booner Path, I lead from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juices pumping, boys.
Welcome to Crunch Time Sports with Jeff Booner. Lucas, it is Friday, March 14th, and we continue on in NFL free agency with what the Lions are doing, huh? A lot of things.
Oh, they're making big moves.
I got a signing I'm going to announce in a couple of seconds here. It's a pretty intriguing signing. But we got a lot to cover today. Obviously, it's Friday. We'll get into our full first-round mock later in the show. We got Tim Patrick coming back to the Lions. We'll give our thoughts on that. And then I have a statement I want to make to Lions fans and really just have a conversation because when it comes to being a legit Super Bowl team and what I've noticed with teams over the last couple of years that actually go out and make the Super Bowl and or win the Super Bowl. But we got a packed show tonight, boys. We do.
Yeah, pumped up. Hey, free agency is it's been good. I saw a grade today of the Lions. I saw like an NFL grade. Lions had a C grade, so that's pretty sick, dude. Hey,
you don't like Roy sick, Lopez? Dude. What?
Love Roy Lopez. I didn't say I didn't love him. I love. Hey, Timmy P. By the way, funny. I'm not even gonna tell the story about today with Timmy P. I just missed the signing completely, though. I
think it'd be a great combo to have Boone. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, we could throw it out there. Flu game for Boone. I don't have a voice.
Yeah,
voice is gone.
I don't know what happened. I was going through something. Now you seem to be going through like the same exact thing now. So boys are battling, but hey,
battling.
We're
haven't been able to sleep.
We're battling through a very important week. All right, it's free agency week. It's the start of hope. The Seahawks fans right now. Hope.
Yeah.
Bears fans. Hope. A lot of teams around the NFL.
Steelers.
Hope. Yeah, Steelers. Hope. And then there's a player the Lions did sign. We'll get into Tim Patrick, but right before we went live here, former Jets tight end Kenny, your boy.
It's your boy.
Hey, we got your boy.
Kenny, your boy. Joining the Lions on a 1-year deal. Huh? There's your Shane Zylstra replacement. Kenny, boy.
Boy.
Hey, shout out. I don't know much about Kenny. I don't, but cool. It's depth. I don't know. All right, cool.
I don't 2024, 5 catches,
40 yards.
7 yards. Give him a tutty with that.
I don't think this is like I think this is literally just like practice squad type of player, to be honest.
That's I can only imagine because I'm the same way. Lions fans see like anyone saying they update their X and they're just updating it. And you see the Lions have signed and they're like, Kenny, your boy. And they're like, okay, all right, sweet. And then people probably look at their screen and say, can that guy rush the passer? Just like Rick C just put. No, he can't.
Right after you see Dante Fowler get signed.
Yeah, we'll trust me. We'll get into that too.
Where Dante Fowler go?
Okay. Team with no cap space. All right, we'll get into all that at 8:30 because trust me, I do have some conversations revolving around that. But we could start with the big one here. Tim Patrick is returning to the Lions. It's official. If there's anything you want to bring up right now that you get a little positivity, some optimism. Not that, again, like I know we're joke, but the Lions are a good team. But in terms of free agency, looking for some transactions, this was a positive transaction. They're bringing back Timmy P, the man that last year They were looking for a Timmy P. They found a Timmy P. Klotz was a huge Timmy P guy, and they're bringing him back on a 1 year up to $4 million deal. So, I mean, when you look at it, up to $4 million, probably like incentivized. It's a great move. Dirt cheap, and he didn't want to go anywhere else.
He wanted to be in Detroit.
Wanted to be with the Lions.
Hey, he's better than your guys' guy, DPJ. So there's an upgrade to that. That's a positive. This offseason, we're going into it. We're going into the offseason with Tim Patrick over the guy you guys loved, DPJ.
I'll go to you I'll go to you on this, Boone. Do you like this over Keenan Allen?
Listen, this is the thing. No, we're not doing this. I've made it very clear. Hey, the boys are trying to rile me up today. I said I'm not getting riled up. Hey, I don't know if I have the energy to get going. It's like, like when you're trying to start your lawnmower, you're just that's me right now. So I'm trying to get going. No, dude, listen, the Timmy P stuff. I never said I didn't want to. Like, I wanted Tim Patrick back.
I know.
I thought yesterday, at least the conversation that I had was, hey, why hasn't he been signed yet? Are they going out and looking for another guy? Like, are they having conversations with other wide receivers? Insert Keenan Allen, or insert a different player, this player. Like, I think they're gonna have the conversations. Now, I'm gonna still over the next month. I'm gonna still in my mock drafts take a wide receiver.
Absolutely.
Because you only got Tim Patrick on a 1 year deal. But I love Tim Patrick. I think he's not gonna. Again, this is one of those things to where like you know what you're getting out of him, right? Like you know what it is, and he's gonna compete. He's gonna block. He's gonna when his number's called, he's gonna make a play, and you're never gonna have to worry about it. And his number might only get called 7 times a year, right? But you know he's going to be there when that time comes. So that's why I like Tim Patrick. He's very reliable. And then listen, you need to go draft another wide receiver still. I'll stand on that.
Yeah.
The 4 year, the $4 million we talked about yesterday. I thought it was going to be 2. You said 4. Let's wait till the cap hit drops, then we'll see who's right. Because I think it's going to end up being a $2 million cap hit.
He's holding on to
listen, $2 million cap hit. That's where I think it's going to end up being.
Yeah.
I'll look it up now.
Can we safely say it's cheaper than Cooper Kupp? Can we say that?
Dude, Cooper Kupp getting 3 years, $15 million is insane.
Yeah,
man.
no, thank you, man. 15 a year.
And the reports with Cooper Kupp. Am I frozen, by the way, boys?
No, you're not. You're good.
All right. On my end, I'm just like moving at like 0.02 speed. It's crazy. The thing with Cooper Kupp, like the report this morning comes out, he's asking for 15 million, 16 million. And then everyone's like, the reports are like teams don't want to do it. Teams don't want to do it. And then within like 6 hours, the Seahawks were like, oh, we'll do it. Oh, that's the number? All right.
They said, fuck it. We signed DeMarcus Lawrence yesterday, or 2 days ago. So we'll do the same thing for Cooper Kupp. But they need a wide receiver, and he's somebody that can help them in the division against the Rams. But you know what he's not, fellas? 6'4", 212 pounds of fucking power. Like Tim Patrick is. He's a perfect signing, guys. He's exactly what the Lions need. Tim Patrick, like Booner said, you know exactly what you're getting. And where Tim Patrick, we think of him as a wide receiver, but what makes him so vital for this offense is what he can do in the run game. And I put together a video. We can probably post it on our Twitter here tonight. But if you look at Jahmyr Gibbs, like big plays, his big break-off runs, watch what Tim Patrick's doing. Because when Jahmyr gets to that second level, there's 1, maybe 2 guys that are there, and then Tim Patrick picks one of them up. Jahmyr reacts off that and takes it to the house. So, I mean, this guy is just consistent. And at the wide receiver 3, he's not Odell Beckham. He's not Stephon Diggs. He's not putting pressure on Jared Goff in this locker room to get him the ball. Like OBJ, honestly, wasn't even a distraction. Stephon Diggs wasn't a distraction. But when naturally putting those guys on the field this year, you feel the pressure to get them the football because it's Stephon Diggs and it's OBJ.
Roll back there for a second. You're getting me going again here. Stephon Diggs was never a distraction in Buffalo?
I said this year, like as a wide receiver.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was saying Buffalo.
No,
the man definitely was.
No.
Hey, I was just saying, Beckham in Cleveland opts out there breaking film down.
Back to what I was saying, Booner. Like, obviously, Odell Beckham and Stephon Diggs were distractions throughout their whole career. Cleveland, Buffalo, we've seen it with both of them. I'm saying this year, like in Miami, he was the wide receiver 3. In Houston, he was the 2 or the 3 because they had Tank Dell. Nico's obviously number 1. But Tim Patrick's not applying pressure to this offense. He knows what he is. And, fellas, the best stat about Tim Patrick in his last 47 games, 1,800 yards, 14 touchdowns. But his best stat isn't even like a high number. It's 5. And that's the amount of drops he has over the last 5 seasons is 5. And when you look at it,
3.
you know where 5 of them came from? Well, when you look at his, I'm saying his playing season.
Oh,
He's been
okay.
in
I
the
was
NFL for
gonna say,
7
yeah.
years. When you look at it, the last 5 drops, they all happened in 1 year. 1 year. They were in 1 season. So going back to his rookie year, he dropped like 4.
Reliable.
But then after that, he's literally had 3 seasons of 0 drops. And so when you add that to a 6'4", 212-pound frame, love it.
I love it. I mean, it doesn't take away from the fact they still need a wide receiver in the draft. I mean, it's a 1-year deal. So, they still need to find their future, like Tim Patrick role, whoever they want. And maybe that's a bigger X wide receiver in the draft. Not that they're going to force a pick on a guy that just because he's big, but if they love a player and he's there, they met with Pat Bryant, I'm pretty sure already. Remember Pat Bryant's quote? I like it.
Yeah.
He said, "No block, no rock." He believes in that. So I still like Pat Bryant to the Lions, but that could be kind of your like 3rd round Tim Patrick replacement. So I still think they'll go out and draft a wide receiver. But they have a guy right now that's already been in the offense. Like it's much easier when you have a guy who's already been in the offense, and they trust him. It's like you don't have to wait for Tim Patrick to understand the playbook or understand his role. He already knows it. Especially it's easier for a new OC too with John Morton. Like, weapon on the team understands the role. They don't have to teach anyone anything. The running backs, the tight ends. Well, besides Kenny, your boy, we'll see what happens with that. But every skill position player and the offensive line, everyone knows what to do, when to do it, and who to do it to. So I love that. That's an underrated part of this whole thing. So something to definitely kind of pay attention to. Listen, I think free agency for the Lions. I know people. It's been a back and forth thing over the last couple of days. We were live the first 3 days of free agency, kind of reacting to it. We shared a lot of our thoughts about everything and what we want the Lions to do, and what was frustrating and what we love. And there's a lot we love, right? Re-signing Levi Onwuzurike, love. There's moves that, especially for the price tag, like DJ Reed, we love the move. So now I have to make this clear before we start saying things we don't like. So people are like, "Oh my gosh, what are you guys doing?" There's a lot of things we like. Timmy P, love that. It's great. Like I said, re-signing Levi, the price you gave Davenport, and maybe, Davenport's one thing, but the price he's under, okay, that's fine. We're okay with these moves. But the thing I wanted to bring up to you guys and kind of the people is, because I think we should all understand one thing, right? People talk about sustained success. And when I hear that word, I think, me personally, when I think of sustained success, I think of a dynasty, right? Or I think of a team that has been in or have won multiple Super Bowls. That's what I like to think of sustained success as. And the teams that come to mind that aren't Tom Brady, the Tom Brady led Patriots and the Patrick Mahomes led Chiefs, because those two are exceptions. And if you think Jared Goff is Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady, that's a discussion for another day. So let's stick with the teams that are more realistic. And the teams that come to my mind when we talk about sustained success, and it's good to look at the blueprint to see how it's done, because those are the examples you use, right? You look at teams, okay, this team did this, X, Y, Z, look at what they've done. It's a good metric to use. And the teams that come to my mind, fellas, I have 3, at least in recent history. It's the 49ers, it's the Eagles, and it's the Rams. Those are the 3. Both have made the Super Bowl more than once, and 2 have won it at least once. Obviously, the Eagles won it. They've been to it 3 times. They've won it twice. And then you have the Rams, who've been to it twice in recent history, won it once. And then the 49ers have been to it twice and lost both. But they've at least been there. And before anyone's like, well, they lost, I'd rather get there. You know what I mean? I'd rather be in the game. Let's be real here. So those are the teams I like to look at. And it's not always perfect. I think that's the big thing. There are going to be mistakes. I mean, the big thing that comes to my mind when I think of some of the mistakes, like, for example, the Rams made, is they paid Todd Gurley. Huge mistake. Look what happened. They paid him a bunch of money, got to a Super Bowl. I know we have a Rams fan in the chat, ETN, shout out. He would understand this. They made a huge mistake by paying Todd Gurley. They ended up recovering from it and winning a Super Bowl. So things happen, right? The Eagles, they made mistakes. They paid Bryce Huff from the Jets a lot of money. He didn't even play in the Super Bowl. So they signed a player to a big deal, and he didn't even play, and they won. They signed Carson Wentz, and they got out of that, and they won. Like there's things that happen. So it's not always perfect. So you're allowed to make mistakes when you give out contracts that don't work, all that stuff. So I just want to bring that up. But there are moves that these teams make that end up working for the better. And when I talk about that, it comes to acquisitions, it comes to trades, free agency. And this is where the Lions have to get to. It's just the reality of it, right? Like Brad Holmes has drafted very well. I know we bring up some things like misses, which of course he's not going to hit on every single pick. I'm well aware of that. But there are things you look at and you're like, well, this, whatever. He drafts very well overall. But when you look at like acquisitions or free agency, I know free agency like DJ Reed, okay, you brought him in. He traded for Carlton. He signed DJ Reader. Like he's made some moves. I mean, you gave Davenport a contract, but like whatever. I'm not going to really count that as like a significant move. But you signed Zeitler for a 1-year deal. So it's not like massive moves, but you signed some pretty good players. But he's drafted really well, and you drafted a core of players. But when you look at trades, look at what these teams have done through trades. And this is what, when people talk about going all in, it's not always screwing your future. I want to make sure that because all of these teams have recovered. So, like, please bring up example of screwing your future. I mean, I just brought up examples of the Rams and Eagles making terrible mistakes with extensions. And the Rams won, and the Eagles won. So let's get. I mean, these are literally teams that have recovered from it. But for example, the 49ers, they traded for Trent Williams. They gave up draft capital to go get Trent Williams, even though the 49ers, John Lynch, is very good at what he does. But John Lynch has always been aggressive. He traded for Christian McCaffrey. They made a Super Bowl with Christian McCaffrey. You look at the Rams. The Rams traded their franchise quarterback for Matthew Stafford. And they traded for Jalen Ramsey, the best corner in the league. They traded for Von Miller at the deadline. And what happened that year? They won the Super Bowl. And people would say, well, they went all in. They rebuilt their team in 2 years. They literally rebuilt their team. And when you have a GM that can draft as well as Brad can, it allows you to be a little more aggressive. So that's why when you look at what the Lions are doing, it's like Brad has done a really good job. He's put the Lions in a position that no fan has ever, dreamt of really being in. I understand that, but there's going to be a point where if you want it, you got to go get it. And to be passive and just to say, well, we just want to be in the conversation for years to come. Guys, if you're not Mahomes and you're not Brady, which Goff isn't, there's no like, we're going to hang around. You got to get it. You got to go grab it. You got to go all in like these teams have. For example, the Eagles, and I'll bring up the Eagles because I think they're really well run with Howie Roseman. They won the offseason last year. What did they do? They signed Saquon Barkley. Before people say, oh, winning free agency, go ahead and win free agency. We're in it for the long run. The Eagles literally won free agency and won the Super Bowl. They signed Saquon. They traded for A.J. Brown, by the way, after they made a bad mistake by drafting Jalen Reagor. They traded for Darius Slay. They've made moves. Like, it wasn't all – and by the way, Howie Roseman drafts really well. So why can't Eagles fans just be like, why are we making these moves, Howie? We should just build only through the draft. No, they make moves too. You got to, at some point, draft well, be aggressive when you have to, and know when to capitalize. Like, understand timing, understand windows. And I think that's what the Lions are now getting into. It's like, yes, Brad drafts well. No one's arguing that. But there's other things. I think Brad, and this is the sense I get, where he is a little passive because maybe it is his first time being a GM. Maybe there is a sense of like, I don't want to mess this up. But again, these teams have made mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay. Like, if you're as good of a GM as we all believe you are, you'll recover from them. So that's where I get a little frustrated when people talk about like, oh, free agency is overrated, or, Brad, man, look at build through the draft, win through the draft. Like, guys, the hard truth is if you don't have an all-time great quarterback, like Josh Allen, Boone was big on Josh. Like, look what Josh Allen did for the Bills. Right back in the AFC Championship game. It's hard. It's much harder. And we can all agree Jared Goff is very good, but not great. It's very obvious. If you disagree with that, it's a different debate for another day. But what they have right now is Jared under a massive contract? Yes, you can't spend a bunch of money. I'm not even trying to insinuate that Trey Hendrickson's the answer, but when it comes to moves in free agency, the reason why people are getting frustrated is because it's like, wait, you can't give 1-year deals to pass rushers when you need edge help? Like when Brad's literally preached to us that free agency is for needs and they don't have much at edge besides Hutch and Davenport. It's like, oh no, Jeff, they'll draft a rookie. Guys, like you can do both. You can sign a guy to a 1-year deal like Za'Darius, who they cut. I get why the contract wasn't great, or sign a Judon. Because I'm telling you one thing, watch the Eagles go get Judon because these teams are a step ahead. They are. And this is where I think the Lions have to you got to push Brad into the deep end a little bit. It's like, dude, I understand you're passive. I understand you've built a team, but you get to these steps and then you have to kind of push through the ceiling a little bit, and you have to be a little more aggressive. And again, I'm not saying to trade for Trey Henderson and gave him a bunch of money, but there's other moves you can make. It doesn't have to be large contracts. It can be, re-signing guys to 1-year deals. More help, the better. I mean, we talked about this on offense yesterday, Booner, but I'm more talking about on defense. But my point being is like, people are just like assuming the Lions are just going to go win the Super Bowl. Guys, the NFL, you know how it works. Teams are rising, teams are falling. You have the Commanders now that are in the picture. It's only going to get harder. So that's the point I'm trying to make is the 49ers, the Rams, the Eagles, they don't have an all-time great quarterback. But you know what they do have? They have a GM that understands timing, understands when to be aggressive, and understands the draft just like Brad does. Brad is an excellent GM, but I think these GM, especially Les Snead, I'm surprised he comes from Les Snead. He should know. I mean, Les Snead is literally by definition, if you talk about a really great GMs, he knows when to be aggressive, how to rebuild. Like he did. He rebuilt the entire defensive line after Von Miller and Aaron Donald, all these guys left. Like, it's okay. If you get a Super Bowl, you win. I don't care what happens after that. If we win a Super Bowl and it takes 2 years to get back to this point, I'm chilling. I'm cool with it. I would rather that than 4 or 5 second-round exits. I'm done. So that's the point I want to bring up, guys, is like, unfortunately, you don't have Tom Brady. You don't have Patrick Mahomes. So Brad's going to have to understand that, look at these other teams, how it's been done, and be like, okay, there are times where I have to be a little more aggressive. And I think this offseason, so far, I've been a little disappointed. I have. Because edge rushers are flying off the board, fellas. And we're just sitting here watching. Being like, yeah. The Cowboys, who actually are cap-strapped, signed Dante Fowler for a 1-year deal. It's like, oh, yeah, you can have him.
Yeah.
Like, boys, you're going to roll into the season with Davenport and a rookie. It's just not – that's the point I was trying to make. It's like, again, and I know what people are going to say, boys. I already know. It's going to be like, hey, Jeff, you're a hater. You hate Brad Holmes. No, I don't. I've said it 1,000 times. Brad's an excellent GM. But there's things that these people are doing that work. It just works. I don't know what to tell you. It works. History works. You use examples to see what works and what doesn't. It's just a common trend I see, fellas.
Yeah,
you don't have an all-time great quarterback. You don't. So
I mean, I've been preaching this for the last few weeks in free agency and I say it all the time. This has been one of my terms I've been saying for almost everything in my life right now. You have to be a 3-level scorer. You have to be able to do everything, great. Like if you want to be the Les Snead, if you want to be the Howie Roseman, if you want to be at that level, you can't just be, hey, great at drafting. Like, yeah, you can do that, but hey, you need to be able to be good in free agency, building a roster. I'm not comparing Brad Holmes to Troy Weaver, but like Troy Weaver is good at looking at talent and scouting. Man cannot for his life build a basketball team. I mean, he can't figure it out. So I think there is like a look at it to where it's like, hey, you do see guys like Josh Uche going to the Eagles. I know the Eagles lost guys, but listen, they draft very well. There's a reason why they're in the position they are. They draft very well, but Howie Roseman's very aggressive in free agency. Les Snead, very aggressive in free agency. I'm drawing a blank on Kansas City Chiefs guy. Very aggressive. Yeah, Brett Veach. Very aggressive in free agency. And like, what do all these guys have in common? Even the 49ers GM, like these guys all win every year. whether they're winning the Super Bowl or they're in the playoffs and they're making deep runs, whether they break down their team and build it back up, they're constantly in it. And I think, and I'm just going to be honest with you, Jeff, like I think the number one thing in the NFL that you need to be good at is drafting. Like you need to have that, but there are other things to add to it. And that's like free agency. And I know there are going to be people like, hey, when you're good, and I've seen this all over Twitter, when you're good, you don't need to go in free agency. Free agency is a spot where teams that need to make quick fixes go in there. Well, it's like, hey, you do have a couple, like you have a great roster, but you do have a couple spots where you do need a couple quick fixes and you need to move on from some guys or you need to upgrade some guys. And that's where I think, and honestly, I don't think there's anything negative about what Brad's done in free agency outside of opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. And I don't even think it's pass rusher. I think it's the pass rush in general for this Detroit Lions team. Whether that falls on Aaron Glenn, that falls on injuries, I don't know, but you still need to go in there and you need to go into free agency and say, hey, this is a position of need. This is something that we need to find a way to upgrade. I think there were free agent edge rushers that were better than some of the guys you currently have on your roster. And when you look at your roster and you look at the season you had, you have to know, like, hey, we have to upgrade that position. I know we hate it. We might have to move on from a guy in-house, but does that help us get closer to a Super Bowl? Yeah, it does. And that's where it's like at the edge rushing position, it didn't feel like it's been done. And it still could be done. Like Zadarius Smith, I think that's the biggest one of them all, boys. Like the Zadarius Smith thing, you had him in-house. Now, maybe he ends up, and again, I've said it a couple of times, he signs him to a 2-year deal or that he wanted to get a new contract for him. So that's why they didn't sign him and they let him go and then they're going to bring him back. But even if they don't bring him back, like that's a big swing and a miss in my opinion, not bringing Zadarius Smith back. Like massive. And we can always just be, hey, trust in Brad. But there are, hey, listen, like he's human. Like there are things that he should, like the pass rush should have been fixed for the last 2 years. And he 2 years ago said, hey, I'm going to take a flyer and I'm just going to roll with the Quora brothers and Charles Harris. How did that work out? He swung and missed. And then this last year, he's like, I'm going to roll with Levi or Josh Pascal. How great were they? They were good, but they weren't one of the best in the league. Like they weren't your second round picks that you want them to be. So that's it. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. He's top 4 GM in the NFL. I think it's okay to look at free agency and say, I was a little underwhelmed. And if you go look at national media, hey, Detroit Lions, great. Everywhere I see, C. It just, and then you go look at the Eagles, B, A. You go look at the Chiefs, B, A. Same with the Rams and the 49. Like these teams, it's like you have to get to that level, right? And I hope Brad is able to kind of notice that, and I hope he figures this out in the next week or so. I still trust in Brad all the way. That's not the question. It's just more so like this one thing in his game, he hasn't been able to polish it up. That's it, in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree with you guys. Like the Detroit Lions and Brad Holmes are a very good team. He's a very good GM. But to Jeff's point, again, the Lions could be, because I saw someone in the chat saying the Lions are built differently than a lot of these teams. Okay, but it's still the same NFL. And back to Jeff's point, history repeats itself, and it's very hard to define history. There's a lot of fans that are saying right now that Brad Holmes is doing perfectly okay with letting this edge rushing position kind of leave open. Those are the same people that were saying that, hey, this defense, I know it's decimated with injuries. You can go win a Super Bowl. I even got brainwashed into it because I mean, Jeff, Boone, you guys know that when Aiden Hutchinson went down, I was like, it's going to be really hard to win a Super Bowl with no pass rush. And then we saw this offense and we thought that the Lions could kind of defy those odds, and it didn't happen. And I think if the Lions kind of stay at the same level, Brad Holmes, I should say, his same kind of philosophy, I think they will turn into the NFC Baltimore Ravens, where they're very good. But what has always been an issue with Baltimore, and they still have just never addressed it, the wide receiver position. Lamar Jackson is somebody that needs a wide receiver, because when you look at what Baltimore is really good at, what Detroit's really good at, running the football and stopping the run. But Lamar Jackson has never had a wide receiver, a true wide receiver. They draft Zay Flowers. He's solid. He's not a wide receiver one. They play him in week 18. Guess what? Hurt. No depth there. It's like the Lions' defensive end spot. And if you look at Eric DeCosta, again, great GM, drafts very well. He's even made some more aggressive moves when you look at signing Derrick Henry and bringing in Roquan Smith from the Bears. And then he makes moves. But if you look at most of the Baltimore Ravens' key pillars, they're drafted players that they do not let walk out of there. There was a huge deal with Lamar Jackson as far as when he requested a trade, but they ended up paying him. You look what they did with Adebuke. It's very similar to Lee McNeil. So there's got to be a level where you can know that you're a good GM, but you have to acknowledge that there's other very good GMs in the NFL, and they might be more aggressive than you. Doesn't mean you have to change your whole philosophy, but at some points you have to get aggressive. If you look at this defense saying that, okay, they were decimated last year with injuries, they can run it back this year. Did the Lions not have probably, for a Super Bowl contender, one of the easiest schedules in the NFL last year compared to some teams? And then you look at the schedule this year, the teams they have to play on the road, you can run it back with this defense. They're going to be playing better offenses. The NFC is going to get better. So this defense as a whole, look at the schedule, look at the coordinators being lost, and look at the conference. It got better, and the Lions had some situations that either stayed the same or got a little bit worse. I think especially like Kelvin Shepard and John Morton don't have to be bad, but they will not be Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn year one. And if you expect them to be, I think that's disrespectful to the job that Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson did while they were in Detroit. So they had to take a little bit of a step up. They've yet to do that. There's still time to go. But, yeah, it's kind of been a lackluster offseason when you expected them to be a little bit more aggressive to push toward the Super Bowl after watching what happened last year.
I think for me, the big question mark for the Lions, and by the way, I have to make this very clear because I actually got into an exchange on Twitter because I don't mind talking to people. People say things. I don't mind. If I got time, I'll be like, I'll respond to people. And someone was like, Jeff,
you moron.
Yeah. Well, no, it was actually someone. I responded to him. He was cool at the end of it. But someone else responded to like, Jeff blames Brad Holmes for last year. Never said that. I've never once said Brad Holmes is to blame for the injuries. That doesn't even make sense. I would never utter that. It's stupid. What I'm looking at though, and I think the injuries may blind some people because you're going to head into the season and the people are going to think, well, they were 15-2 with injuries. Like that means Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like think about it. 15-2 with those injuries and you're getting everyone back. But here's the problem I have, guys, is you're going into the season with Hutch coming off a major injury, which we all assume he'll be fine. I'm not even going to go down that route.
Defensive player of the year. Let's be clear with that. No slander over there from you.
No, I'm not going to slander.
Mel Kiper.
The thing is, you're going into the season with your two best defensive linemen coming off major injuries. It's like, well, Jeff, they have Davenport. Or Jeff, they have a rookie. You see where I have an issue with that. Like, it's like, okay, guys, we just saw the Eagles. Like, let's not have the men in black. Boop, shoop, everything forgets in our brain. We just watched the Eagles dismantle the Chiefs because of their D-line. And your two best players are coming off catastrophic. Oh, now I guess ACLs aren't as catastrophic, but it's still a significant injury. And then Hutch is coming off a broken leg. So now it's like, Jeff, you're just complaining. What's the answer? Okay, what do I think's the answer? Not that, again, I know more than Brad, but I'm going to give you my opinion. Okay, Brad can do whatever the hell he wants. What I think they should do is you got to bring back Za'Darius. You have to. You have to bring back Za'Darius or Judon, another body. You can't go into the season with Davenport starting on the other end. You're screwed. You're screwed. So they need one more player. Okay, with a 1 year deal. Then you can afford that, right? You're not committing long term or anything. 1 year deal. Then you go draft a rookie edge or two, bring them in, and then you can have a rotation where you have Za'Darius, you have Aiden. Maybe you don't want to put a lot of reps on him early. Maybe you want to lean him into whatever. Get his legs back under him, whatever the case may be. You have Za'Darius, you have Davenport, you have a rookie. Now you have a rotation like the Eagles had and have had and are still going to have in the future. It's dumb for me to assume it's like, well, they have to just go into the season with Davenport and a rookie and expect them to get the job done. I think we're going to see revisionist history where we complain about a pass rush if you just roll into the season with a rookie. It's just, to me, that's not fair to the rookie. It's not fair to expect a rookie to have a defensive player of the year campaign or defensive rookie of the year campaign. It's not. It's hard to find guys that can get you 8 sacks the rookie year. Would I love it? Awesome. But I'd like them to be groomed a little bit, take a year to get, have 4 sacks. Like, bring in another body for this year. That would be my answer to that. And then
I think this is where, at least for me, I'm not going to speak for you guys, because I'm not going to sit here and say this is the worst offseason of all time. I did expect more. Like, I keep saying this is like your Super Bowl offseason. You went to the NFC Championship game last year. You were supposed to go into this next year with expectations to win a Super Bowl. I felt like last year you could have made an argument, hey, upgrade some more positions, but I felt like they were going into the season with a good team, a good roster. And I in my mind, I was like, okay, this is what he did last offseason was good. You run into all the injuries and you fall short. Then you got to see, hey, these are where our weaknesses are. Like, not even just talking about our starters, but even depth. Like, we knew where our weaknesses are. And now this offseason, it's say, hey, free agency. Brad preaches all the time. In free agency is where we fill our needs, like the holes that we have on this team. And everyone knew what the holes were. Corner, you could argue guard now, but it depends on where you stand on that. And then another edge rusher, not even a dude, but just another piece outside of Marcus Davenport and Levi O and Josh. Like, you need someone new in there, and you need someone that can give you some juice. That was clear. But Brad hasn't filled that hole yet. So that's where it's, to me, I don't even think it's like a drastic, like, this is the worst. Again, I'm not speaking for you guys, but this is the worst free agency ever. No, I literally think Brad could turn this whole thing around if in the next 72 hours or the next week or two, whenever it comes down, you go get a Matthew Judon, or you bring Zadarius Smith back. Or if you just brought in Zadarius Smith from the get-go, I think, like, hey, these conversations aren't even happening. Like, you're set to, and you're ready to go. Like, this is a Super Bowl defense. Like, if you have Zadarius Smith on there. And that's how I look at it. Instead of having Levi O and Marcus Davenport and Josh as your second edge rushers, you have Zadarius Smith, and then you have those guys in kind of the shadows ready to go. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, Brad's having a bad offseason completely, but he needs to make that one move. And once he makes that one move, all right, we're back on track and things can kind of keep going the way they're supposed to. That's kind of how I look at it a little bit. Like, there are people like, and this is where it really kind of frustrates me a little bit. And I'm sure 80% of the people in the chat are you guys are guilty of doing this, but there are these people, this Lions Twitter, all these fans who for the last 2 months were all in on bringing Trey Hendrickson in. They were all in on bringing in Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, and every single one of these fans, give them to me, like, go make that trade, Brad, go all in. And then when Brad doesn't make a move at the edge position at all, those same people are like, trust in Brad. Well, hold on a second. I thought a week ago you were telling Brad to go all in on an all-pro edge. That wasn't you? Am I going crazy? That wasn't the fan base wasn't doing that? The fan base did it. All these reporters, all these people, you guys weren't the ones saying go all in on an edge. But now all of a sudden he hasn't signed one edge, and all of a sudden it's, hey, trust in Brad. But you're the one that wanted the big edge rusher. So where's the mix-up there? Like, you just don't want to hold people accountable, and you just want to ride the wave and be right. Like, that's what this is. And it's like, it's okay to be able to say, hey, we just want another guy. Like, it's okay. Like, welcome to be having uncomfortable conversations and having an actual good football team and being able to be honest with the fan base and be honest with your GM and coach. Because I'm sure Brad would like to be held accountable. Dan would. But don't go back and forth. I know almost 90% of the chat is guilty of this. Like, I could probably find all of you. I can go back to old shows and find all of you saying
all of you
Trey Hendrickson or Myles Garrett.
But
so, like, let's not switch and let's not flip-flop on this. I think it's a fair point to say, hey, we need another edge rusher.
And it's not even, and by the way, if you want Trey Hendrickson, okay, sweet. All right, you could figure that out. You could pitch that. I'm not even asking for Trey. Like, look at what the Eagles did. The Eagles lost Josh Sweat. To the Cardinals. They paid almost $20 a year for him. He's gone. You know what they replaced him with? Josh Uche. Like, is Josh Uche like a world beater? No, he's fine, but guess what? He's just depth in that room. And do they have guys that could probably step up? Yeah, but they just want another one. You don't think they have a bunch of cap? Like, they're pretty cap strapped as it is too, but they still want depth and more guys. So that's the philosophy I'm just bringing up. It's not like, oh, Jeff, you don't understand. Like, Brett, like, I understand Brad's built a really good team. It's that next, it's that next step. It's like, okay, you got to bring in a little more, you got to bring in some more bodies. Like, you can't bring in, like, someone brought up Kamish. Like, I would go like, oh my God, like if they brought back Kamish and they were like, well, you got Kamish, Davenport, get that shit out of here, man. Like, Kamish is not, these guys aren't like starting or not starting, but playing in any other contender, any other one. If Davenport was a part of the Eagles, that dude would be back of the rotation. He wouldn't play, rarely. So, like, we have to be real with ourselves and be like, are we expecting this rookie at 28 we'll get into it in a second if they should trade up or trade back, because now it's a good transition. We're getting right into draft, so it's good. But to expect this rookie, I don't think that's fair to be like, oh, well, their draft pick will come in and be really good. It's like, guys, the Lions I'll use the card against you guys or whoever says it. Listen to what Brad Holmes says. They bring rookies in slowly. That's what they do. They don't throw guys out into the fire. See, I flip it. So they should get Za'Darius because it'd be un-Brad Holmes-like to go and draft a rookie and throw him out there to the Wolves in a Super Bowl year. So that's where I'm at. They need some more depth at edge, guys. It's been a consistent issue, and I'm not even asking for a long-term commitment. Okay, I'm curious. And again,
how many one-year deals were done this year or this offseason? Edge rushers.
I'm sorry.
How many one-year deals were done this season?
A ton.
Because all these comments, like there's comments in here that are like, you don't want to, get held down with money because of the contracts you have to pay in-house. Most of these guys, especially these vets, they're getting one-year deals. There are so many one-year deals. So, like, you're looking at it, you're like, you just need one guy. It's not even like, hey, you need a guy to come in and bring a new guy in to compete. That's it. Like, get a Matthew Judon in here to compete. And if he works out, he doesn't. If he does, 1 year, $5 million? I mean, what's his name today with the Cowboys? Just went 1 year, $8 million. I don't even know if it was 8. It might have been 6.
Dante Fowler, yeah.
Yeah, and he's coming off 10.5 sacks. And he just got and he just had a 1 year deal at 10.5 or at $8 million or less. So you're telling me that type of contract you're not willing to do? That's like, to me, it's just, hey, those are the aggressive moves to where you got to say, hey, we got to take a chance on someone. That's it. It's like as simple as that. You just have to take a chance. It's that one, to me, I don't know where you boys stand again. I'm not going to keep speaking for you guys on this. It's that one position group to me. And it's been that for 3 years. And I know take Hutch out. The edge rushers outside of Aiden Hutchinson in the last 3 or 4 years, underwhelming outside of Za'Darius Smith.
I agree. Boone, I brought up to you. What did we talk about yesterday? We literally had the discussion. The only other player besides Za'Darius, and not that he did it all in the Lions uniform, but on the season to record 8 sacks or more, Za'Darius, James Houston, Aiden Hutchinson. Those are the 3. So it's like James Houston is not on the roster. Za'Darius is not on the roster. You have one guy that's ever gotten more than 8. You know what I mean? They don't have that. They don't have that at all. They don't it. Maybe Aleem can do it this year, but we haven't seen it, so we got to see it. So that's my concern is like the pass rush. It's a very important part of winning a Super Bowl. I mean, all these teams have had it. The Eagles have always had one. The Rams had one when they won. The 49ers had one when they made the Super Bowl twice. It's important with trying to win a Super Bowl and make
this comment too. And shout out Jomo Lion King. I agree with you guys, but I don't think it's the money issue. I think it's they get the players they want. At that point, though, like if they think they have the guys in house, like why aren't those guys producing? Like let's call a spade here, boys. Levi O and Josh Pascal just started the whole season because of injuries. How did they perform?
Levi showed something, but Josh
in the run game, I think in the run game they were great. But when we're talking about getting to the quarterback, your pass rush wasn't to par. And like, okay, if those guys, when your number's called, you weren't to par, and Jaden Daniels cut you up, all right, you're not ready to go. Like you're just not it. We're at a Super Bowl level. You're going to be a good rotational guy, but we need someone that's going to be able to step up in big moments. And were they able to do it? Job was not done. No. And it's as simple as that. And you can make excuses for the injuries all you want. I'm not like, that's your job. If someone goes down, your job's to step up and still win the game and still go out there and perform. And I mean, no one else outside of Hutch, like Hutch led your team in sacks and he played 5 games.
Even if everyone was healthy, he would have still led the team by far in sacks. It wouldn't even have been close. Like, and I'm not saying like
he played 10% of the season and he led the team. There's guys who played 17 games and didn't even come close to half of his sacks that are coming off the edge.
No, I think if everyone was healthy, I don't not a single person would have gotten 10.
That should not be a Super Bowl edge. That's not a Super Bowl edge rusher.
Or 9. You know, like
go look at the Eagles. All these guys, 6 sacks, 7 sacks, 5 sacks, 4.5, 6. Like, you have to go get production out of people. And if you're not getting it, guess what? You don't have a job, or you get pushed down the depth chart. And that's where, like, in that room alone for the last 3 years, no one's getting pushed down the depth chart no matter how bad they are. That's just, oh, no. Next year.
Well,
At what point is it, hey, let's just get someone new in here?
And the whole chat seems to be kind of in lockstep. And again, this isn't, I think people are going to, this is the problem. I think every fan base does this. It's not just Lions fans, because I check out other fan bases too. And people are always, it's fanatic. You're a fan. People are going to have conversations that people freak out about and argue about. But it's important to understand, process information. I think when people hear things, it's like, oh, these guys are just bitching. They're just mad. It's like, understand why I'm saying it. I didn't just wake up today and say, you know what, I'm going to come on the show and I'm just going to bitch. Like, there's a reason why I'm bringing these up. I really want to win a Super Bowl, as all fans should. And the proof's in the pudding. Like, this is like the people, it's like you hear in the world, it's like, they're like, well, I'm the exception. No, the fuck you're not. You're not the exception. It's hard to be the exception. It's very rare. You typically are the you blend in with the rest. You're like the generality, or whatever word you want to use. You're not the exception. Yeah, like we'll be the exception. It's like, okay, good luck, because typically it's not a good. You want to be the Joe Flacco, or any of these random Super Bowl winners that happen. It's very rare. You want to look at teams that built similarly, and they get there and win it. So that's why it's important. I want to help Terran Arnold. Okay, I want to help him in his second year. Get this man some more pass rush help, and help DJ Reed, and help Ennis Rakestraw, and help these guys. So let me bring this up. I'll pose a question to you and the chat, actually, because I saw the chat going back and forth about it. In this draft, you pick 28. Now, there's two ways to look at this. One, you can be all in on trading up and getting a premium player, or trading back and getting a player you still think's good and getting more draft capital. And there's people out there that do believe in more draft capital, because the Lions don't have a ton of picks. They have a good amount of picks, but if there's a player you think is good in round 2, you can still trade back, get capital, maybe get future capital, whatever. So where are you guys leaning right now? Is it trade up or trade back? And everyone in the chat, trade up or trade back, and then why? We'll get to your comments after. But where are you guys at right now?
I understand that the Lions, it seems like Kevin Zeitler absence could use a draft pick there. Look at that defensive end spot, could use a draft pick there. So people might say trade back, because you could fill both spots in the second round with better value. But after the conversation that we all just had, there's, in my opinion, only one option to do, and it's trade up for a defensive end. Because if you're doing the same thing in the draft that you're doing in free agency, and you're watching defensive end go off the board, oh, there goes, who would we say? There goes Mike Green. There goes James Pierce. There goes Donovan Izaraku. There goes Shamar Stewart if they like him. And now you're sitting at 28, and you're looking at a Jack Sawyer, a Kyle Kennard, somebody like that, or who's dude out of Mississippi or Texas A&M that we're kind of bullish on?
Shamar. Oh,
no, the tweener.
Oh, Nick Scorton.
Nick Scorton sitting there. No, we just had the conversation that you need a rookie defensive end that's going to be able to come in here and produce right now. And you're only going to find that the majority of time. Again, looking through history, you can find TJ Watt at 26. But if you go look at the guys in the first round that are very good, they usually are in that top 22 type of range. Jared Verse kind of fell back, but where was he? He was top 22. The Rams took him, and he went off. And that comes at a price, because if you just sit there, now you're finding the guys that have to develop a little bit in the second round, that have those low floors, that need to still develop their pass rushing moves. But you can get that in the second round, so go up and double up if you want to and get 2 edges. Or if you want to fill Kevin Zeitler's place in the second round, you can. But there's that immediate need in the first round of defensive ends. And you can see usually after, again, that top 20, top 22 type of draft picks, there's a drop. And that's usually in any draft. But when you look at the drop-off this year, it's not as much. But the Lions need a guy that can turn into a premier pass rusher. And you're only going to find that most of the time in the top half of the first round. You can go swinging in the 4th, 5th, 6th, second rounds. But why would you do that when you need a defensive end right now? And you can do that as well later on in the draft. You trade up for a defensive end.
Yeah, I'm honestly, boys, I listen. These are hard conversations to have, because you're like, you have to see how the kind of draft falls. Like, I did a mock draft earlier, a couple weeks ago when we did mock draft Monday, and I traded back into the beginning of the second round because, hey, I just saw, hey, some of these edges are off the board. And like, do you guys remember last year? It was supposed to be a decent defensive class. Lot 2 was up there. And then all of a sudden, the first defensive player is picked after pick 15. And you're sitting there like, what's going on? So if something like that starts to happen, right, you can start making moves. I'm kind of with Klotz a little bit. And if I heard you correctly, Klotzy, and I've processed that right, to me, it's just if the right player drops, if a James Pierce, like Donovan Izaraku, I don't know if he makes it to 28 anymore. 2 weeks ago before the combine, he was at 28 every time. But now it's like, hey, he's probably going to go top 20 if things happen the way they do. The NFL draft, dude, he could go to the second round. Who knows? But if he is falling, that's, to me, and we've seen Brad do it. 2 out of the 4 years he has picked in the NFL draft, he's traded up or he has traded. And then in the third year, not the third year, but third out of the 4th year, the man traded back. So he has traded in the first round 3 out of 4 years. So I expect him to make a move in the first round. He gets a comp pick this year for Aaron Glenn. He gets a comp pick next year for Aaron Glenn in the 3rd round. Use one of those picks to make a move and go up. But I'm with you. Like, I'm not going to sit here, and I said it the other day, I'm not going to bang the table and say, hey, if you go get James Pierce or Donovan Izaraku, they're going to come in and give you 10 sacks. Like, that is unrealistic, Jeff, like you said. But there's a chance they come in and give you 7. There's a chance. And then even after that, okay, you have him on a first round deal, right? 5-year or a 4-year deal with a 5th-year option. And I'm guessing in their 2nd, 3rd year, that guy's going to go out there and he's going to be a Pro Bowler. I can guarantee you that. And you're going to be sitting there like, hey, that was a great pick. So if I'm doing anything, listen, for needs-wise, the trenches. If I'm Brad Holmes, I'm making a move to get into the top 20. And I'm keeping these trenches right. Whether it's that's defensive line, Klotzy, I'll appeal to you, or offensive line. If a guy's dropping and you're like, he shouldn't be at 18, 19, you make the move. Josh Simmons or Will Campbell or Membu. If one of those guys are falling, boom, go get an offensive lineman. Go stack up your offensive line. Go get an edge rusher. But I think it's important the first couple rounds this year, boys. I think it's in the trenches, boys. I don't think it's anything else but the trenches. And you trade and you be aggressive to get your guys.
I mean, we say that. Here's the thing that
you want to move back. Okay.
No. I'm saying with you saying the trenches, like we think we know, but the thing is with Brad, we don't have a damn clue. And that's honestly, that's why I love Brad, because he keeps our jobs interesting. I actually like it. It's fun because I scares me a little bit, but in a good way. Like, I'm not like, you just never know what he's going to do. He always says it. Free agencies for needs. The drafts for best player available. So how do we know what position that player is? We don't. And that's the thing that people keep telling me. So I'm just going to stick with it. How do we know it'll be an edge? For all the people that keep saying to me, well, Jeff, don't worry about free agency. He'll draft an edge. How do we know that? In the first round. He could maybe take one in the 2nd round, a 3rd round, 4th, whatever. But in the first round, how do we know that? How do we know he won't take Jahad Campbell? How do we know he won't take a tackle? How do we know he won't take a corner again? Like, I don't know, because we don't. None of us do. He took a running back and a linebacker in one draft. Jack Campbell, who like no one had on their first round board at all, and he took him at 18. So that's the thing that it's going to be very interesting. Is BPA. In my opinion, you got to factor in need. I think that's just like an obvious thing. I mean, you have to factor in need at some point, and they do need an edge. Now, if you stay put at 28, I don't know what edges are going to be there where it is BPA. I think there could be some guys that you like that maybe you take there. But I think with Brad's thinking, best player available, and it's an edge. And to Ryan's point, like, yeah, this is where it's a little inconsistent, because last year they needed corners and they drafted 2 corners, but then Brad will say, well, there were the 2 highest players on my board, but it's like, I mean, I get it, but you needed a corner and you took, I don't know. So my point is, and I made this point before, it's like, I love Brad. I'm a little bullish on some of those, I'm a little bullish on that whole BPA thing, because like I think he does it, but there is times where they factor in needs, man. It's obvious, and as he should. But the first round, if you're going to get an elite player, in my opinion, premium player, premium pass rusher, you have to trade up. I think quality. It should be quality over quantity, boys. It's going to be the motto. I'm going to keep saying it: quality over quantity. You have to. It's not edge of the D. That's like the motto. But quality over quantity should be like the little a sub note under edge of the D. You have to go get quality. I don't want quantity of picks. I want quality picks. And if you go up to get James Pierce, who I know the Lions won't love, but anyone, like another player, Mike Green. Oh, the Lions won't love him. Okay, then someone else. I don't know. Whoever that is. But go get someone that, has some talent, has some upside. You love them. And maybe it is Jordan Burch in the second. I don't know. But still, I'm on the side of trade up for sure. I think they should trade up. Now, I want to get to some of the people here because there's a lot of people that chimed in on this. All right. Shift God, he says trade back, in my opinion. Donkey Kong says trade back. Coach Walk, trade up. Fitness says trade up. Doug says get your guy. If that means trading up, then go for it. Malik says trade up and get a better chance at a premium edge rusher. I love that, Malik. Smart man. That guy up north says BPA at 28 or trade back. BPA, even if that means safety, wide receiver, linebacker. Gulp.
If a wide receiver goes off the board in the first round, I could be proven wrong 2 years later. I will be smashing my head into whatever desk.
Don't you guys think, though, and maybe this is just me being
Jaden
pretty naive, though. I love Jane Higgins. I don't know about first round, but trade up from 60. Trade up into the 40s and get Jane Higgins. I want to hate that. But maybe I'm naive with this, but just again, seeing what the Eagles just did with that pass rush that they had, and not even just their pass rush, but their defense in general, and how they were able to just dominate Patrick Mahomes in that offense. And it was clear. You've seen the last few years what the Eagles have done in the draft, correct? Defensive line in the first.
Oh, you don't got to tell me. I always tell you, boys. Yeah.
And that's something to where it's all right, again, Brad doesn't draft for needs, but let's look at what let's copy some of these teams, man. He's so good at drafting. Go get some D linemen in the first couple rounds. I know he's tried with Levi O and Josh Pascal, but man, you have to hit on some of those guys. Because if you're not going to if you're not going to make the moves in free agency to upgrade your defensive line, you better be drafting in the first 2 rounds to upgrade, and you better not swing and you better not miss. That's all I'm going to say with that. It's if you're not going to address those needs in free agency, you better address them in the draft. And when you address them in the draft, you can't miss. And he's missed at that position outside of 2 guys. So it's something. It's just such a weird concept to me that he's leaning back and he's like, hey, we'll be fine in the draft with defensive line. But he hasn't been great at it outside of Aiden Hutchinson and Lee McNeil. And we haven't really done it. And Coach Walk, he hit on Hutch Booner. That's the worst example of all time. Take out Hutch, take out Aleem, Broderick Martin, Levi O, Josh Pascal. Josh Pascal and Levi O in the second round are the 2 biggest ones. Taking Hendon Hooker over guys like Yaya Diaby or the
Byron
2 guys,
Young, Kobe Turner,
Byron Young and Kobe Turner, that's a swing and a miss. You need D line. What did you do? You didn't go D line. So it's a swing and a miss.
Yeah, we always argue about that stuff.
I just think because imagine if at
It's
pick
fair
28, Amarion Hampton sitting there or Colson Loveland sitting there. And if you're going to use that BPA argument, because let me find the other comment that guy up north said. He's like, Imawari, Jahad Campbell, or Jalen McMillan, you guys would be mad. Maybe not so much with Jahad Campbell.
It'll be Tetaroa
on the quarterback. But T-Mac or a safety and Nick, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. But when you look at what those guys would do, tell me what T-Mac would do year 1 to win a Super Bowl. Because, again, the window is not guaranteed to be open forever. He's going to get you 400 yards. 500 yards, or is he going to take J-Mo's spot, or is he going to take Tim Patrick's spot? You just re-signed him. If you bring in Emawari, is he going to take Kirby Joseph's spot? You take Brian Branch's spot? What are those guys actually going to do to contribute to win a Super Bowl in year 1? I understand in year 2 or 3, maybe. Probably not even with Emawari or T-Mac. It's still at that point. Probably not. Jahad Campbell, again, maybe I'll hear you out for that one because I think Jahad Campbell, you could move him around that defense to get to the quarterback because that's what the Lions need to do. But if Ashton Genty, Amarion Hampton, you want to put them there? They're the best players, but what are they going to do to help you win a Super Bowl? Jack shit. Shit unless somebody goes down.
Hey, we sound like old people who are mad. Brad Holmes is a top 4 GM. I'm just going to keep saying that.
He is.
Yeah.
Top 4 GM.
No. I'm sick of that too, man. I'm done justifying that I think Brad's a good GM, guys. Let's fucking grow a pair of balls. We clearly like Brad. But the fact that no one can speak of this man and say anything without being accused of being a fake Lions fan or you don't love the team, why do you think we're so passionate about it? Because we love the team. We love what Brad's done. But guess what? He isn't perfect. It's okay.
Hasn't been enough yet.
You, Boone, but like Boone, you've been the biggest. Like you freaking drink Kool-Aid after the Lions win. You love the Lions. We love the Lions. So I don't want anyone to like. I feel it gets like it like rubs me. It's just like every time it's like, well, we love Brad Holmes. Yeah, we all love Brad. The guy's amazing. But can we at least point out some flaws? My gosh. I mean, that's the thing. Sorry. Now it sounds like I'm old and I'm bitching, but. I don't
even think it's like let's point the flaws out. It's like let's just point the facts out.
Point the facts.
Haven't won a Super Bowl yet. You came up short 2 back-to-back. You were in the NFC Championship game when you weren't expected to be there, but you came up short. And then the next year, you were literally this. Not even just at the beginning of the season, outside of the injuries, you were Super Bowl favorites. You were the number 1 team in the NFL going into the playoffs with the Super Bowl, and you lost in the first round. Or not the first round, but you lost in the division.
Well, the injuries, I'll go the injuries.
With the injuries, but still, like, and you got to see this is where we were. This is where we needed to kind of get better at, and then you got to see a team in your conference win the Super Bowl based off of what? Defense and pass rush and getting to Patrick Mahomes and stopping the quarterbacks. So I think it's just pointing out the obvious, like, hey, this is what needs to be fixed. This is what you need to do to win a Super Bowl. And that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I'll stick with it. Some people would drink the guy's bathwater at this point. Like, guys, like, let's relax for a second, all right? The dude's amazing. No one's denying that. He's amazing.
It's those people, Jeff, who it's the fan base that give us Trey Hendrickson, give us Myles Garrett, give us this. Oh, he doesn't do it? It's okay. Trust in Brad. We don't need him anyways. We don't even want one edge rusher, but we just wanted those guys. Like,
you ever heard of tough love?
Man.
You ever heard of tough love? Sometimes you need a little tough love. You know, that's all it is, boys. Really. And a lot of people more. I mean, I see U of M Dad says if he picks up no one in free agency for edge, I say stay put or trade back for more picks. So, Ryan, just give me Brad's bathwater. Yeah, Ryan, I knew you were a sicko. There's, like again, dude.
I'm not going to lie too, and I'm going to stick with this take until something happens. Zadarius Smith's going to be a Detroit Lion.
I still believe it too.
I think he's going to sign a 2-year. I think I'm going to stay. I think the reason they opted out is for them to sign that 2-year deal, give him an extra year. They didn't want him on their dead cap without him not playing for this organization. I think he's going to be back next year.
Maybe I'm psycho and delusional. I still think there's a chance. Like maybe I'm freaking like Kenny Powers. Like yeah. Kenny Powers says he's not adding defensive ends for free agency. It's not happening. Like I still believe.
I think Zadarius is back.
If he adds a defensive end through free agency, it'll be post draft. I think.
Because like it'd be cuts.
If he wanted to make a move, he made a move for DJ Reed early on. Okay, he understood that Carlton's not going to sign. We need to replace Carlton. He looked at Zadarius, said, "We literally could just leave you on the team, but I'm going to cut you." Obviously, you got a weird contract. We want to get off of that. But if he wanted to bring Zadarius back, if Brad Holmes wanted to bring Zadarius back, it would have already happened, in my opinion. Or maybe Zadarius is holding out on the market, but Zadarius, I think, would have been like, yeah, let's go and do it. So I think after the draft, he's going to see what rookie he has, what he's looking at the draft class, and then make a move after that when you're looking at going into training camp, who's getting cut in training camp, who's still on the market. And then before the first week of the season, there'll be another veteran added. But again, still, is it enough? We don't know. There's still a long offseason ahead, but I'm out on it as far as do I think Zadarius Smith is back. I don't think he will be back.
Klotz, I don't mean to do this to you. You're wrong. You're dead wrong. You're very wrong. You've never been more wrong.
I don't like your tone.
You've never been more wrong in your life.
I think I've been more.
He will sign Zadarius Smith.
CJ Stroud would be a bust.
Yep, exactly. Zadarius Smith will be a Detroit Lion.
I disagree.
You told me the Bills were going to be third in the division last year.
I did. So to say I've been more wrong about things, I think is incorrect.
I think this is going to be the worst of your career.
I think that's far from the truth.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, can we make that the mile bet?
No mile bet. I'll never do a mile bet. I'm pumped. That pizza. I'll send you the pizza place. I found a pizza place for us to do that pizza bet.
We're doing some type of. It's a mile. It's 8 minutes of your life. Think about it like that.
For me, it's like 15.
For the rest of your life.
For me,
Because
a mile is like
it's like
15. I'm walking that thing. I
For
don't
me,
care.
it's like 6 and a
I'm
half.
not running.
So for you, it'll be 8-9 miles. You'll be good.
You
Or
think I'm going
8-9
to go out
minutes.
there and really try and run?
I'd hope so. It'd be great content.
I enjoy
What
my
about
pizza.
eating a pizza while you're on a mile run?
I know.
I'll
Boone,
puke.
like,
That's even worse.
Boone would be like, you have to eat a whole pizza. It's like, that's like, fun. Like, just chomping on pizza. Like,
By the
dude,
way, can I throw this
something
out to the people
uncomfortable.
too? We have 200 people here, and you boys are going to hate me for doing this. I texted you guys earlier about the idea for next weekend. Would people watch if we did a March Madness stream on next Saturday? There's games from noon. Thursday, Friday, we wouldn't be able to because all of the boys have, but Saturday, if we did a stream, this was my idea. And the boys, you guys can say no. Maybe the people wouldn't watch. But if we did it to where each of us are allocated a certain amount of money, I said everyone gets $100 and you get from game one to the last game of the night. And whoever ends up having the most money at the end of the night wins something. I don't know what it is, but wins something. So if you end up spending your 100 the first 3 games and boom, you're just out, you're out of the competition. And we put our like little our faces at the bottom with the little like how much money we have. Boom, boom, boom. Everyone in their account has to start with 0, and then we add 100 to everyone's account. And whatever you have, you can't add any more in or take. You have to keep it in, and you have to just make bets all day long from 12 until 11 p.m.
So you're basically planting a gambling addiction. Is that what's going on?
No, not at all. It's a competition. This is a competition. It's who can win the most in March Madness on Saturday. It's like a competition, and we just watch ball all day long. Like I told you boys, like I've had a good couple days.
How about this? You have to end the night positive, and you can't call the number. How about that? So if you get in a massive hole, you got to keep throwing money in there.
No. Once you hit 0, you're out. Once you hit 0, you're just on the stream and you're out of the competition.
Right. Yeah, no, that's fair.
I mean, if you want to bet, your own,
you got to end the night positive. And
if you want to bet your own money after you're out, you can go ahead. But the competition's a competition, and I mean, some of us might get up to like $1,000 by the end of the night. But you just like if you put just one big parlay in and you end up losing it right away, and you're just out of the 100, like you got to be smart. Like I want to put 10 here, 20 here, 30 here. Let me put a plus 800 thing for the whole day.
You gave me your parlay tonight, Boone. Your first. I trusted you tonight.
I texted the boys the other day or yesterday. I text Caleb separately, and this is one of the things I run into. I've been so hot in college basketball the last 48 hours, like very hot, where I've been like betting almost every other game, and I'm winning, and I've been hitting parlays where I was like scared to give picks out. I was like, I don't want to
jinx it.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
UNC's holding on right now. They're only down 4.
Oh no, they were down 20
with 4 minutes left.
They were down 20. Oh no, we need Duke. All right, I'm sorry. I just completely. Ryan said that's actually a fun idea if you know college basketball. I think people would tune in. It's a long day stream. It's gonna be
Coach Falk said, why don't you guys do a 4-man pool? 1 to 4 team, 5 to 8, 9 to 12, 13 to 16.
I mean, we could do all that too. Yeah. I want to do a stream on Saturday for college basketball. I think we should do it. Like, I think it's like let's lock in and do it. It's like a 10-hour stream, but we just just the boys. We're just hanging out there for college basketball. I love the tournament.
Instant gratification is exactly what it is. Look at Steve. Caleb needs a 12-step, bro.
Yeah, Caleb wasn't even in the conversation. Like, I'll be there.
He like heard gambling and just popped in the chat just out of nowhere.
I mean,
it's like Batman. I text Caleb today. I said, "Hey, I got some picks for you," and he said, "All he texted me back was I'm retired." Didn't hear anything
No, he's not. No, he's not. Yeah, if he's retired, then I'm a woman. There's no way that man's retired.
He's
probably got a couple.
He might be retired then.
I've got too many bets in tonight, too. I think I have a bet on every game tonight.
Yeah, he said stop. That's funny. Antisocial. Before we get, we're gonna get Caleb on in a couple of minutes here and get to our full first round mock Friday, which we're swapping picks around, so it's gonna get a little interesting this week. But Doug, real quick before Antisocial, Doug says, "What happened to the conversation? I thought we were crapping on Brad." No, okay, Doug.
No.
Doug, we're no crapping on Brad. It's just
Doug's been here.
It's constructive criticism.
Yeah,
as
we all
lovers of the lines. That's what it is right there. Okay. No crapping on them. Antisocial. If you can get James Pierce and Jack Sawyer as a double down DN in the draft, would you be happy? I mean,
Yes.
hell yeah, anti-social. I'd be ecstatic.
One of them's got to work.
Still laughing at Doug. I thought we were crapping on Brad.
That is
randomly. Oh, that's funny. Rick C says time to stop for a while, Boone. That luck turns fast.
I mean, we're not at all. We're just getting started. It's not even the tourney yet.
Rick, he's in deep. He's in deep.
We're in conference tournaments, just like the warm up to the real tournament. So I'm pumped up. I've had a good conference tournament.
He said it's the warm up.
Let me see what games I have tonight.
I want to drop Boone in a casino, and he has to stay there overnight, and just give him like a couple $1,000 bucks.
We'd come back 24 hours later, just foaming at the mouth. Foaming at the mouth, nails gone.
I lost. I thought I could win it back.
It was a disaster. This is a disaster.
No, I would do good. I'd be fine.
Boone,
I would literally
flip
just
that
go.
thing.
I would just go straight to the sports book and start watching ball. I
I
text Jeff, he's like, I'm a ball knower. You got to know more than one ball. You got to go out and you got to figure out tennis and basketball and this game and this. Hey, you got to know. You got to versatile. NASCAR. Yep.
Yeah,
I hand out winners in every sport. Name a sport. I'll hand you a winner.
Cricket.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get you one tonight.
He wasn't ready for cricket. That's a tough one.
I think I have a bet on every game tonight. If you name a game, go to the schedule, name a game. I'll tell you what bet I have in for it. Name a couple.
I don't know if that's a good thing. The guy's like, basically, you bet on everything.
UC Santa Barbara and UC San Diego over 138.5. Utah Valley -3.5 tonight.
You're gross, bro.
That's
You are
disgusting.
gross. You're betting on Utah Valley.
Don't sleep on Utah Valley.
Name
man.
me one
crazy.
player on their team.
I don't know, but I watched them the other night, and Utah Valley's got a little.
He got an emotional connection with him.
Yep. Grand
What's
Canyon
their
plays tonight.
mascot?
I couldn't tell you. Have no clue. UConn play. There's some good games tonight too. UConn versus Creighton, Kentucky, Bama, Purdue, Michigan right now. I mean, man, I got Michigan at +150.
You hear that?
Oh.
Fired.
It's the gambling thing.
No, it's. I think you were talking gambling, and now someone's spawning as soon as gambling's talked about. That's
Spawning.
true. I mean, where is he coming from? Where's this guy coming from? Wait, who is this man? Look at him.
Dude, this is such bullshit. Why am I being just framed as some gambling addict?
I don't know, dude. They tell me
You're
to
not
call the
being
number 2,
framed,
brother.
Caleb.
You know,
You're not
I'll
being
say this.
framed.
Boom. No. Okay, I don't have an argument against me not being
No, yeah,
one,
you have an issue. It's okay.
but no, it's a normal thing. But
It's
Boone,
normal gambling time.
Boone,
man.
why, Boone? What games are you on tonight? Because I mean, these are games I would be all over. But again, I'm retired right now.
Do you want me to name them?
Let's hear them.
Well, right now, Elijah Martin over 13.5 points just hit. He has 14.
Sure.
Florida, Duke, Houston money line parlay +124.
Wow.
Sweating that out right now. Missouri, Florida over. That's gonna hit. UNC, Duke over. That's a battle right now. Tulsa, North Texas under 125.5. Caleb. That's a battle too. They're at 122 right now. Miami, Ohio money line. They're up. UC Santa Barbara, UC San Diego over 138.5.
I mean, this is
Utah
music to my
Valley,
ears, man.
-3.5. Michigan +159 money line. Louisville +110 money line. Texas Tech
Holy
-1.5.
Yes, sir. This is
I got
music to my
more,
ears,
dude.
Boone.
You guys want me to
Dude,
keep
you
going?
can call the
UConn,
number if
Creighton
you want,
over.
bro.
Bama over. Buddy, it's March Madness. This is madness, I'll tell you. And listen,
I love
I've
it,
been
Boone.
winning. Like I gave you those bets. I'm positive. I'm winning.
Well, Boone, I'll say
and
this
I got
too.
a massive parlay that's about to. I have a chance. I'm down to 2 games left. Late night.
You texted me and you're like, I don't know what to do. Like I'm so hot. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, dude, whenever I get hot, I post my picks on Twitter. Automatic loss.
Yeah, I don't.
Like
I
that's
didn't do it.
it's the last thing you should do. It's the
And
last.
to
thing
be
you
fair,
should do.
people are like, "Oh, Booner, just straight bets." Like, no, I've bet a bunch of straight games. I also bet like 5 parlays this week throughout the last 3 days. 4 and 1 in my parlays. It's not like, and these aren't like +100 These are like +600, +700, and I'm 4 and 1. And I'm like, I don't know how this is happening right now. It's just bang, 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 man.
Yeah, this guy.
Love it.
He's just built different.
It's March. There's no intervention time.
It's March,
It's March
yeah.
Madness. Welcome This is where I make my money. If you guys talk about, hey, Booner, what are you best at? Yeah, I talk Lions. College basketball genius over here.
I know you. I bet you are, Boone. No, I'm just kidding. He actually is. He showed me what he's doing over there. He's cooking. I'm not gonna lie. I took a play today. I did.
How's it looking?
Did Duke hold on? That was the only one that's a sweat.
Duke with no.
Oh, they're down 1 with 30 seconds, Boone.
No, they're not, dude.
They're down 1 with.
No, they're not. I gotta turn it on.
This is
I gotta
terrifying.
turn it on.
Dude. Oh God.
Are they actually losing?
It's the
No,
one.
no. Duke's up 1.
Oh, dude, don't do that to me.
Sorry. They're up 1 with 30 seconds. I don't know who has possession or anything. All right, it's time to get into it, boys. It is Friday, which means for those who tune in on Fridays, we do our full first round mock. We rotate picks. Last week, I had the number 1 overall pick. This week, it's a different order. Do you have what's the order for this week, Boone? How does this work? What can you?
I believe it is Caleb, me, Jeff, and Lucas.
Okay. Yep, I'm third.
So as of right now, Caleb, you are on the clock.
So,
boys,
no, go on. No, go on. You're good.
I was gonna say, well,
it's a beautiful sound.
it is. I was going back and forth with this all day, honestly, the minute I heard I had the number 1 pick. But ultimately, decided to go with the best player available. So with the first overall pick, I don't think I'm going to take a trade here.
All right.
With the first overall pick, the Tennessee Titans select Abdul Carter, edge rusher, Penn State.
Yes.
They just signed Draymond Jones 1 year, pair him with him.
Interesting.
I mean, they're not going to be a good team, but
I love that.
Best player available.
As the GM of the Cleveland Browns, I'm pounding the table. Yes. Give me my franchise guy. Hey, I'm on the clock, right, boys? I've got
you are 2. The Browns.
Please hit the music. Because I don't even any trades? Any trades?
Nope.
Nope, I'm good. I'm actually
nope, decline.
No, I'm good.
I want my guy. With the second pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns will select their franchise quarterback, Cam Ward, out of the University of Miami.
I hate that for Cam. I mean, Boone.
Hate it for him, but if you're,
I
saw today, Myles Garrett did an interview, and he's like, I have an idea. The reason I came back, they told me they have an idea of a quarterback that's going to help them throughout the future. And I don't see a world where that's not Cam Ward. What are you going to be saying? Kenny Pickett is the guy? No. If they gave him a plan, it's Cam Ward.
I don't hate it, Boone. Don't hate it. I hate it for Cam. Don't hate it for the Browns.
Thank you. Jeff, you are now on the clock with the New York Giants.
This is an easy one, boys. The New York Giants. All right, I'm looking at this thing. Brian Daboll looks like he's aged 40 years in 2 years. And this is what he's going to decide to do here. With the third pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Giants, the G-Men select Shitter Sanders, quarterback, Colorado.
Brian Daboll can kiss his job. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bring
Brian Daboll.
him home.
I've heard, listen, these are rumors. I listen to a lot of draft talk. There is a guy by the name of Albert Breer who is very good at his job. Do you guys know who Albert Breer is?
Yes, I do, Boone.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Very good at his job. I heard him say something on the Rich Eisen show, Jeff, that was very interesting.
What'd he say?
He said it is very hard right now for him to find an NFL GM that would pick Shedeur Sanders in the first round. He said it's hard. He said he's talked to a lot of people, and he says it's like not a lot of GMs said that he's a first round guy. And this is I was shocked. I was like, I was driving. I almost crashed. I pulled over. I was like, what's going on? Is this real? And then I pulled over and I had to rewind it. And he said it. He said there's most GMs in the NFL right now don't think he's a first round quarterback. So I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up being the one that falls.
That's cute.
I pulled over safely, by the way.
Bro, reach for a quarterback. Reach for a quarter. I'm on the clock. Anybody want to come up? Anybody want to make a pick?
No,
Travis Hunter on the board. Mason Graham on the board. Any calls?
You can have
4th overall.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Going once.
I'm gonna make
twice.
a call.
All right.
I'm the New
Mock
Orleans
draft.
Saints at 9.
Bums. You need some help. You didn't sign a fucking. So you got Chase Young. All right. What do you want? What do you want?
Well, I want 4. Now, can
Okay.
I ask you what your ideal asking price is here? I'm willing to trade a player or two.
So you're. There's no quarterbacks on the board. So you're not coming up to get a quarterback unless you're out of your goddamn mind taking Jackson Dart here. If so, again, you're fucked. So give me this year's first, next year's second, the year after's first, and I'll give you this pick and a second round next year.
I'll throw it out there too, Caleb. I have the 6 overall pick. That will be open for a trade as well if you think you can get your guy at 6.
Got tampering going on here. You want your guy or not?
No, these are phone calls in the war room. I'm
You're
just
not
saying
on the line
6
right
is
now.
available.
You are not on the phone line.
I called him
The last time
separately. I said,
checked,
"Hey,
this was a
Caleb,
secure
hold
line,
on.
no
You're on hold.
three-way call. See,
You're on hold right
you're
now.
interrupting negotiations right
Caleb,
now.
ring the
This is
ring.
a-
I'm
this is a
calling
phone
you.
line.
Hey, I heard you looking to
Caleb,
trade
you
up.
got 3
Caleb,
seconds. We're getting interrupted by some scammers.
6 is available.
Can I take this other call? Can I take this other call?
Nope.
6
This
is
what it
available. 6
has
is
nothing to do
available.
with this pick.
6 is available. If your
And
guy, you can
3,
go be there.
Okay, never mind. No
2.
trade. No trade.
Okay. Jeff, hit the chime for me.
I got nervous there.
With the fourth overall pick
English.
and the 2025 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots will select Mason Graham. They'll take Mason Graham. I was really contemplating, boys, pissing Jeff off here and giving Mike Vrabel his Derrick Henry and Ashton Genty, but you know what? I laid
Over
off.
No
Travis
way.
Hunter?
No way Travis Hunter falls out of the top 4.
This
have
one is-
Christian Gonzalez,
He's the
Carlton
second best
Davis.
The pick
player.
is in.
He's the second best player in the entire draft.
Sure.
I mean,
All right,
do
so
I even
who's-
need to say it here at 5? I mean, Klotz, you just made the Jacksonville Jaguars job very
Yeah.
easy here.
Yeah,
Good
they're
for them.
they're
Play the sound. Play the sound.
that's crazy.
With the 5th overall pick in the NFL draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars sprint to the podium and take Travis Hunter.
Great pick. That, I mean, if that happens, there's 0 chance that happens. But wow. Caleb, what if I said here? I'm up on the clock right now. What if I said I'm not doing the trade actually?
I want to now. We're back on the phone.
What if
I'm
I
the
hung up
Saints.
on you?
He
I'd
was
call
on
you
hold
back.
the whole time.
I'd call you back.
All right. What do you want?
I'm the Saints at 9. I'll give you 9. I'll give you a 3 this year.
I want
And I'll
71.
give you I'll give you 3 this year and I'll give you a 2 next year.
Deal. We're in. We're moving up. Forced trade. Are you ready? We good? Did I do this right?
We're good.
All right. You're on the clock,
Yep.
Caleb.
All right. With the 6th pick in the NFL draft, the New Orleans Saints select Ted McMillan, Arizona.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
Go for it.
Interesting. Very
Interesting.
interesting.
That's my guy.
I'll tell you this, Caleb. You went back in the lab from last week. You got better. I appreciate that.
He did. Yeah.
This would have been Dart.
I couldn't sleep all week. I was thinking about it
Uh,
all week. I couldn't sleep all week.
Text after the show too, and being like, I can't sleep tonight, boys. After that performance, that was unbelievable.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I was disappointed in myself.
Who's up now?
So he trade. So the second.
This is you. This is you, Jeff.
Okay, so this would be me. Okay.
Yep.
Wait. 5. I'm 3 in the order. So you
Yep.
traded.
I'm 8th. I'm up next. So, yep.
Yep. You're up next,
Okay.
and then
All
I.
right. No. Okay. I no. Okay. That makes sense. All right. The Jets are in an interesting
to scroll?
spot here. No, I think I have an idea of what I'm looking for here. Let me think about this.
All right.
Yeah, we scroll up a little bit.
Jeff,
to the
can you
top.
see through those or no?
No, but we're gonna figure it out. Yeah, this is you know what? We could do something. You know what? I'm doing it. Screw it. Why not?
All right.
Why not? With the 7th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Will Johnson, corner out of Michigan.
I like it.
Jets and Dart.
Perfect fit. Fits like a glove.
Replacing DJ Reed.
Wow.
I like it. All right, boys, I'm going to do a necessary pick. This isn't a pick that I'm necessarily in love with, but we always let this man fall. And I think there's a strong possibility, given this team's roster, where it stands right now, that he could go off the board here, especially the players who've already fallen. Taken, I should say. So, open up the phone lines one more time. 8th overall. Caleb, you can't call. Jeff and Booner, you guys can make moves, though. 8th overall. Lineman here, tackles. Running back, Ashton Gentry. 3, 2, 1. All right, hit the chime, Jeff. Hit the chime here. With the 8th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, Carolina Panthers get Bryce Young security blanket and Tyler Warren, tight end, Penn State. Tommy Tremble ain't cutting it. There. Good blocker.
Top 10 tight end in the top.
I don't like this pick.
Klotz, I don't hate it.
No, it's TJ Hawkinson. That's what that is.
That's
I
tough.
agree with you, but this man's going to go high in the draft, and we always let him fall in the 20s, and he's not going in the 20s. He's going to be taken.
Wow.
Their starting tight end right now is Tommy Tremble, boys. Okay, their wide receivers are Adam Thielen, Xavier Legette, and Jalen Coker. Their running back is Chuba Hubbard. Their offensive line is mid, and this is a deep defensive end class. So what do young quarterbacks love to develop with? Tight ends. Jeff, I'm with you. You know how I feel about tight ends in the first round especially. I view them as how you view running backs. I don't like it. But Tyler Warren is going a top 10 to top 15 pick. Struggling Bryce Young, Dave Canales. He saw what happened with K-Dot when he got Tim
Oh, man.
Mayfield going.
All right.
Hey, Jeff, he's over-explaining himself now.
Yeah,
I don't this.
I don't know what they're huffing and puffing about. I don't know.
No. I mean, I don't know.
This can truthfully happen.
All right.
Can happen.
Can I make my pick? Are you guys done with all this?
All right, go ahead.
About the Carolina Panthers. Give me the thing here. With the 9th pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, boys, the Las Vegas Raiders, they'd move back. They trade back and select Ashton Gentry, running back, Boise State.
Come on.
Think about Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll's a quarterback or a head coach. Loves to run the ball. He'll get another weapon.
Everything is going as planned.
He'll get another weapon with or for Geno Smith, but he needs a running back there, and that's a generational guy. So give me Ashton Gentry. And then I think I'm up again.
Yeah,
back
you
to
are.
back.
You are.
Give me the ding, because I already know who I'm picking here. The 10th pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears will select Will Campbell, tackle out of LSU. If he falls, they'll take him. If he falls, they will take him. Who's third? Is that Jeff? Jeff, you were up.
Well, you triggered my trap card.
Oh no!
Who's calling?
Yep. The worst GM in the NFL. You could dominate this GM.
Who is it, Boone? Who is it? Hey, it's Brad Holmes, 28th overall.
Oh, nope. Whoa, click.
Oh, that's
I already got my guy. So it's too far, Klotzy, too far. Because you're gonna like who I'm. Yep. You already know who I'm taking. All right,
Yeah.
You know, Klotzy. Come on, Klotzy. All right, ready for this?
That's funny.
Holmes is sitting there going, ah! With the 11th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select the big fella, Josh Simmons. Out of
That's not even going to take.
Ohio State.
That's
This
not
wasn't
even the
Simmons'
best
draft
tackle
range.
left on
Fuck,
the
I
board.
wish I can't trade with myself, correct? Can't do it?
Nope.
By the way, Jeff Duke won.
Hey, Boone. Wait. That's a W.
Give me a
Hey, good stuff, Boone.
Actually, no, I don't. Hit the fucking chime. I'm not opening the lines to this one. Hit the chime. This is the easiest pick of the draft. With the 12th overall pick, the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones. Everybody loves T-Mac, but there's a boy in Texas who's staying in Texas. That's going to be 1,000-yard guy. Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas.
I like
staying in
that.
his home state, going with CeeDee Lamb. That's my guy. You know,
I like
that's my
that.
wide receiver one.
Didn't they sign another wideout? They got some. Wait, who was the other guy? Did they sign someone?
They got Javonte. They got Fowler. I don't know if they got what. They might have.
That's a nice little. Hey, they got some weapons over there, man. I like it, Klotzy.
Come on.
All right, who's next?
Man,
It's me.
interesting.
This should be Caleb.
I mean, this guy won't stop, man. Jeez.
I mean, can I decline?
Yeah, you can if you have your pick, man.
Hello?
Pick the phone up. All right, bro.
Don't
Pick
pick up
the
the
phone up.
phone.
Jeez.
It's Brad Holmes. I'll move up to 13.
Oh, he hung up on your ass again. Oh,
That's
no.
tough. Brad's 0 for 2 right now. This is a tough one.
He's
Shooting.
trying.
All right.
He's fighting right now. That's
Oh, there's a
brutal.
couple ways I can go here.
Imagine if we got all the way to the end and like Klotz isn't even picking with the Lions.
It was
All
Lions.
as Brad.
All right.
Like me or something.
That'd be fun.
All right.
All right, hit the chime. With the 13th pick in the NFL draft, the Miami Dolphins select Malachi Starks, safety, Georgia.
Oh no.
You know what?
That was my pick at 14.
I don't like Caleb. That you know what
Replacement
that
for
is?
Devon Holland?
No,
Oh,
Caleb. That's
that's
a ball. That's like a one step ahead ball knower pick.
Honestly, if
Don't
I'm
lose
being
out on
honest though,
Kelsey.
I
I
would have.
think you got the second best safety in the NFL draft.
You know, it was between those
Do I-
two. It was between those.
Hit the chimes. Everyone, hold on.
Do I need to make
Colts,
the annoying noise again?
hit the chimes.
Trade here.
No.
Oh,
With the 14th
wait.
pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Indianapolis Colts are taking Nick Amanawari out of
Yeah.
South Carolina, bolster up the back edge of their defense. I would have taken him over Malachi Starks, to be honest.
It was a coin toss, Boone. Those are the two guys I was deciding between.
No,
It was
I
a
think
coin toss.
Malachi's a great pick, to be honest. I just would have gone Nick because I just think I think he's gonna have a better career personally.
Do I need to make
Also
the
being
noise
sold
here?
to One of my other teams.
Do I need to make the noise? You got a young quarterback. You need some weapons around them.
Who's on the clock?
Trade back for that.
Oh, Jeff is. Jeff is.
I'm done. It's the 313 guy.
Pick up the phone. Just pick up the phone.
All
That's all you
right.
got. You can hang it up. Raheem.
Oh man.
Raheem.
Good to talk to you, Brad. How you doing?
Just notice. Well, you know.
I don't know if
Raheem,
Raheem's
I don't
making
remember
these
the GM's
moves.
name.
Not
Yeah,
the GM.
whatever. You got a weird last name. So I saw you bringing back Kirk this year.
Rude.
I don't know what that is.
Yep.
But it would be smart. You either need a weapon or add to that defense. Trade back. There's a lot of it. Let me go get my guy here. I'll
Mhm.
give you 28. I'll give you this year's third, and I'll give you next year's second.
We can make it happen.
Let's push it through.
All right.
Let's go get our guy.
All right. See you
Let's
later,
go
Brad.
get our guy.
We'll trade back.
All right. So what's
Yeah.
the trade? It's just Lions and who?
Lions and Falcons.
Falcons.
Lions and Falcons. Brad Holmes is
So
moving up.
28
to
for 15.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'll get my guy at 28, and I'll give capital.
Yeah, exactly. Great trade. Great trade here.
Did I do this right?
Yep.
Just
Just
force the
force that
trade.
thing
Yeah.
through. Yep. We can make it happen.
All right. Lions are on the board.
Okay.
Lions are officially on the clock.
Give me the chime. Give me the chime.
Oh, wrong chime.
No
Hey, Brad Holmes.
No way, dude. Just did that.
Wrong
There's
chime.
no way that just happened. There's no way.
Hey, wrong chime. My bad. All right, go ahead, Brad. Floor's yours.
With the 15th pick in the NFL draft, the Detroit Lions are selecting Mike Green, edge rush, Marshall. Give me
Lana
Mike
Rose.
Green. I want Mike Green.
All right.
That's good stuff there, Jeff.
Yeah, that was funny, man. Oh man. This guy.
Stop. Why'd you do that? Dude did a NPC laugh.
Who? Me?
All right, who's fourth?
Who did
I'm back
NBC
up on the board.
live?
Hit the chat. Hey, any trade offers? Anybody want trade offers?
Hell no.
I
16th
can't.
overall?
I don't want that. I don't want that.
Look
Look
at
Hold
him.
on. Let me see something real quick.
Me and Caleb cannot trade.
All right, I'm out.
You're out?
Yep.
All right. Hit that thing. With the 16th pick in the NFL draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Jahad Campbell, linebacker.
That's actually a good pick. I like that. They got Josh Sweat. They got Browning. They got the linebacker now. I like that.
It's fighting between him and another player, but we want
No,
there.
that's a good pick. That's a good pick. So
All
this
right,
would be
pick is in.
no.
This is me.
Okay, yeah.
Pick is in.
All right.
With the 17th pick in the NFL draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Shamar Stewart, edge rusher.
Oh my
Texas A&M.
God. Gross.
Book it.
Gross.
All right, just remind boys, that's Shamar Stewart, not Shamar Turner.
Yeah. With Michael
Yeah, both
Williams still on the board, that's a crime.
No,
I'm just doing my
not-
thing over here.
Maybe not for long. If one of
Um,
these dudes no ball, we're about to find out.
If who's still on the board, what did you say?
You got some good players still left. Who's so yeah, Boone,
Yeah.
and then I'm
I'm up with the Seahawks. I'm trying to think on who they have right now after all these moves that they've made. Cooper
Cooper
Kupp.
Kupp, Sam Darnold. They brought back Leonard Williams.
probably
They brought
offensive
in-
line or defensive line. If I'm being
Yeah.
honest, that'd probably be
I
two
want to see
safe
something real
bets.
quick. I just want to see who their edge rushers are right now.
Wait, Boone. Can you trade?
I could trade, but I could trade up. I can't trade back with you. I think I know what I'm gonna do here. I think I know what I'm gonna do here. Who's their starting tackles, boys?
Charles Cross, Abraham Lucas is rotating there.
never
They got they spent 2 first-round picks in the last couple of years on
Yeah,
him.
yeah, never mind. All right, hit the thing. The 18th pick, of the 2025 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks will be selecting James Pierce Jr. to solidify their defense. Keep adding to that defense they have.
Okay.
Like it. Hefe, this is you.
All right. All right. Listen, I'm not going to overthink this too much here. I'm not. So I'm going to go ahead and lock it in.
Okay.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the 19th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft will select Jahdae Barron, corner
Good pick.
out of Texas.
Good pick. Like
There
that.
you go. Mhm.
Like that. All right. This is kind of
I feel like this should be easy.
this could be a up and down kind of situation here because there's a lot of good players on the board. Didn't think that would fall this far. Let me take a little gander. Phone lines are open. 20th overall. They're open.
Hold on.
My
I could trade up, right?
You can trade up still. Yes, you can.
Oh, wait. I'm calling.
What?
I'm calling.
No.
No, let me
you're
call.
not.
Let me call.
No, this could be a disaster for me, man. This
Picking
could be
up.
a disaster.
I want to call too. I want
How's
to
it
call
going?
too.
It's,
Yeah,
I gotta
Brian.
get done with. I gotta get done with the first line. Then I'll
It's,
pick up to you. I won't make a
No,
decision.
put me on hold. Hey, Booner
Sam,
from-
you're on hold. You're on hold. Stop
Brian,
talking. Jeff,
How you doing? How you doing? It's Brian Gunacoons from the Packers here.
God.
We're looking to trade. We're looking to trade up. Listen, I'll tell you this, man. We swap. You get your guy a couple picks later. We'll give you some future draft capital. Maybe I throw in a second. Maybe next year I'll throw in a fourth. Let's get it done.
You're
Move
saying
up.
maybe.
No, I will. It's official. I will. Move up.
And
Move back a couple spots. Still get your guy. Come on, man. We've done
All
this
right.
before.
I'll give you our second round. This is Booner from the Chargers, new GM.
Okay. I'm hanging
I'll-
the phone up on you. I'm in the AFC West. The pick's going to the Packers.
No,
Wow, that's all right.
Lock it
All right,
in.
Klotzy. We're about to dominate.
Nothing. This is
year.
business here.
Yeah, okay, brother.
I like this.
23 for 20.
Yep.
Oh, this is gonna make me mad because I know who he's gonna pick. It's tough. Lost out on my guy.
All right, Brian.
right.
He's barking in the office right now. All right. Goonie goes out there, and with the 20th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Packers select edge Mike Green.
Mike Green is a Detroit Lion.
This man just traded up for someone already. He just traded up for someone off the board. What's Caleb cheering about? Mike Green. He's not available.
These
This
glasses.
is a dream come true.
No, he hasn't drafted Mike Green yet.
No, they failed. The glasses failed me, man.
Mike Green's already off the board.
Wait, hold on.
That was a double. Jeff celebrated. Caleb celebrated.
Just take Michael
Williams. I'll take him.
Donovan Izaraku?
No, Michael Williams.
Okay. Pick is in for the Steelers. Sprinted to the podium. Sprinted.
Man.
There's only one pick here, Caleb.
It's the easiest pick in the entire draft.
Yeah, if you don't pick the right guy, I don't know. It's
the easiest pick in the entire draft. Do the chime.
This is the biggest steal probably in the entire first round if you get this
With
guy.
the 21st pick in the NFL draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Armand Membu.
There we go.
I mean,
I was gonna say
that's a pound the table type pick when you get a guy like that at 21, especially a team that had a shitty O-line last year.
Go ahead.
I'm pumped up for you, Steelers fans. I'm pumped up for you. I just changed your franchise around.
Sorry, Gunta Kuntz. He's snorting. I mean, this guy's snorting a line. He's all over the place.
He's yelling at interns right now for not updating.
That's what happens when you don't have an owner. Okay.
Yeah, we got.
All right. Can you give me the chimes? Because I was going to trade up 2 picks for this guy, and he still made it to me because I thought he wasn't going to. The Los Angeles Chargers will select the big fella Kenneth Grant out of the University of Michigan.
Harbaugh gets his man. All right, I'm back on the clock. I'm the Broncos. One more time. Traded back once. I'll trade back again. Lines are open for Boone. You good, Boone?
I wanted to trade with the Chargers, so no, yeah, I'm good.
Hit the chime. With the 23rd overall pick in the NFL draft, the Denver Broncos select Luther Burden, wide receiver.
That's a great that's a good pick.
Great pick. I was going to take him with the Rams. I should have traded up. I should have traded up.
The clock. Ball's open. Vikings. Anybody want it? Boone. Looking directly.
I don't know,
at you.
but Donovan Izaraku still available is criminal.
He is, and this is where he's probably going to go off the board. So if you want him, Boone, better make a move. I'm telling you. I'm sitting here. I could easily move off of it. Don't want it?
I already traded. Never mind.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I traded up.
You traded back, I thought.
He was Gunta Gunst.
No, Gunta Kuntz.
Oh, you bum.
I would do it now, but
you bum.
It's okay.
All right. It's kind of a hard pick here, honestly, the more I'm kind of looking at this roster.
You're on an island, bucko.
Give me a scroll. All right, easy one. Hit the chime. With the 24th overall pick in the NFL draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Walter Nolan, defensive tackle, Ole Miss.
Damn, they got defensive tackles up the yang, dude.
Yeah, they just signed 2.
No, but that's good. It's still, I mean, still a good player.
Damn. Who's the Texans? Is that
I'm the
Caleb?
He's the Texans. Yeah, he's the Texans. I'm the Ravens, I think.
You are the Ravens, correct, Jeff?
Yeah, that's who I wanted to trade up with, but whatever. It's fine.
Okay.
Another easy pick staring you dead in the face. Here.
No, I mean there's two guys on that screen right now, Klotzy.
There's
2 guys
there is one.
There's 2 guys on that screen. All right, ring it.
Do we just influence
with the 25th pick in the NFL draft? The Houston Texans select Calvin Banks Jr.
Thank God. I thought you were going to take Ibuka and.
I was going to take.
It was on the tip of my tongue, Klotzy.
I'm not going to lie.
Tip of my tongue.
I was trying to sway him to go Ibuka, so I could get Calvin Banks with the Rams.
I mean, I'm not going to let CJ Stroud get killed out there.
No,
you guys think I am. What kind of GM am I?
Got rid of Tunzel. You literally get Calvin Banks, top 3 tackle in the draft. Come on, dude. That's a great one. Great pick, Caleb. It's a great pick.
Thanks, guys.
All right. All right.
Who is on the clock?
Yep.
The Rams.
This is a tough one.
Lucky I don't have this pick. You are lucky.
I have one player, and I did a draft earlier today, and I took this player with this pick. And honestly, I just saw a Rams fan put that in the chat, who I took earlier with the Rams. Hit the chime. This one is for ETN. The Rams will select Colston Loveland, tight end out of Michigan, to give Matthew Stafford another weapon for the next few years.
Gross.
I think my voice is officially gone.
I didn't even have to trade up. All right, let's get this thing over with. The 27th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens will select Donovan Izaraku, edge, Boston College. Give it. Yeah, there you go. Make it easy.
All right. Hit the chime. I already know this one. Wait, before I do this, I want you to go to the edge. Go to the edge before I make myself look like a fool. Go to the edge. Would have made myself look like a fool. All right. Can't trade here. I'm going to do a piss that's going to piss you guys off, but it's going to happen.
Oh, wait,
here.
no, this is my pick.
No.
Because I traded back with you.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is oh, yeah. You're correct.
all right.
Oh, there we go. Klotzy again. Hey, Klotzy, the GM.
Hey,
is just
so I'm back
rattled.
to back. All right, I think I know what I'm doing here. Yeah.
You want me to scroll? Because there's a guy. There's a couple.
No, I think I know what I'm doing here. There's two players I'm deciding between, but I'm gonna go with my gut. All right, let's roll. With the 28th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select the hometown kid, Jalen Walker, linebacker, Georgia. Bring him to the Falcons.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah. Solid pick.
Very, very
I got
well
a
done,
little-
Jeff.
I got a little curveball here, if you want to call it that. I have this guy starred on my paper next to Commanders.
Starred.
Hit the chime.
Oh.
With the 29th pick
Do
in
it.
the NFL Draft, the Washington
kid.
Commanders select Omarion Hampton,
Thank you.
running back,
Thank
North
you.
Carolina.
Thank you.
Interesting.
Thank you. Great pick.
Jane Daniels and
Great
Hampton.
pick, Caleb.
Tough to spot. It's tough to stop right
This
there.
is interesting here.
I mean, I'm putting a ton of these teams in really good positions. If anybody needs a GM out there, my number is. I mean, my
Yeah.
phone is always on.
Yeah.
Now you've.
The Bulls.
What would I do with the Bills?
I mean, the Bills could get a little freaky here. Because you can
Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart.
Everyone, look away for a second. I want to see something. Okay, interesting.
He did not just sniff. There's no way. What's he got planned?
People are gonna hate this pick. People are not gonna like
If
this
you
pick.
take a wide receiver here, I'm going to crucify you for
With
crucifying
the 30th pick
a wide receiver.
of the 2025
hold on.
NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills.
Don't force it. What's he going with?
Darius Alexander.
God, there's a name I really wanted to see you take there.
I
Man,
honestly,
why?
I had no clue I was going to pick there. I was going to go Nick Scorton.
Pressure
Um,
got to him.
I was going to go Nick Scorton, and I was just like, just give me someone in the middle.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the big.
Build up
fellas.
that D line. Whether
All
he
right.
plays or not right away, hey, put him next to Ed Oliver.
So this is I'm the Chiefs.
You are the Chiefs.
You are the Kansas City Chiefs.
Come on, stop playing with me. With the 31st pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Chiefs select Gray Zabel, tackle, North Dakota State.
Good pick.
Take it.
Great pick.
Like
The
it.
versatile big fella.
I'm in an interesting spot here.
Hey,
Jeff, are those
Shamar
glasses from your
Stewart's
younger
still on the
days, or-
table.
Yeah. I pulled
Yeah,
him
they
here.
were.
You a contacts guy now?
No, I'm just like built different, so my vision just improved without anything.
Sure. This conversation's over.
Now we know that the show is officially off the rails. When Jeff
If I'm
says,
being
I am
honest,
built different.
My left eye's weaker, but it's okay. We'll make up for it.
Oof. Tough pick here. Tough pick. Not
Yeah,
gonna
so
lie.
my left eye
This
is
is-
weak.
There's a player that I want to take here so bad, and I'm just not gonna do it. So what I am gonna do? Go to Edge Boone. Give me a scroll at the edge position.
Oh,
My bad.
I don't know. I don't know why we're hitting. I don't know why we're hitting the chime.
I thought you were prepared.
I was
very
checking.
far
I
from
was
knowing
checking
if
my
I'm gonna
UC
take it.
Santa Barbara over.
I mean, that's fair, Boone.
All right, I'll do it. Hit the chime. With
was
the
weird.
32nd overall pick
I like paused it.
in the NFL draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Landon Jackson, edge, Arkansas.
He's just never going in front of Nick Scorin.
They got enough big bodies. Give him somebody
I
on
just
the edge.
can't imagine that dude dominating with the Eagles. Well, watch him do it. He could too. I honestly, boys, this is a much better first round.
Yeah,
Much.
I'm happy. I'm happy with this one.
Like Jackson Dart isn't in the first round, but like, let's be honest here. Like that, I wouldn't be shocked if he falls to like the second round. We've seen crazy
Agreed.
things.
Okay.
So, but all these picks, I think this is pretty sharp. This is sharp.
Yeah, I think it was good. I mean, Ibuka didn't go in the first. I could see him falling out if it doesn't. If teams don't want a wide receiver, he would be the odd wide receiver out most likely.
Yeah, like Ibuka. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this. This was good. This is a good one. This is our first good one.
Yeah, let's see.
Nice job, guys.
Yeah,
Tyler Warren at
scroll
8
up.
doesn't look
yeah.
so
Let me
bad
see
now,
everything.
does it?
Yeah, I mean,
Shador, Mason Graham, Travis Hunter. That was an odd one going Mason Graham over Travis Hunter. I don't think that would happen. But
My thinking
to
is
each
they
its
got
own.
Christian. They just re-signed Carlton Davis.
Yeah,
Terrell
they would
Williams,
have to-
love DC.
they would
I
have to
guess,
believe
yeah.
he's playing wide receiver. I guess would be like because they do need a weapon. They do need.
or they would just trade back and get a wide receiver.
I
Get
put the
McMillan.
I put the phone lines up. Nobody wanted to come up and get Travis. That was
Tyler
your
Warren in the
opportunity.
top 10's crazy.
I don't think that's
Um,
crazy. I do not
Dude.
think that's crazy. I think it could happen. I mean, they're
I'm gonna
gonna try to put all
tight
these
end that
weapons around
early.
Bryce Young there,
But a tight end
I
that
don't know.
early is crazy to me.
It
Trade
is,
back.
but
and get him.
we've seen
but
it
it happens
multiple
all the
times.
time. Yeah, I support you on that one.
Appreciate you, Caleb.
Yeah, I mean, if in terms of fit, like the Panthers need a weapon. Like I don't hate. I mean,
Yeah, Tyler Warren at 8. When was the last tight end to go like that early? Was it really TJ
with the
Hawkinson?
Lions. Kyle Pitts went 5th overall.
Yeah, hey, he's a dog, huh? How's he been?
I agree. You don't take him, but someone will take him in the top 10, I believe.
hey, to
My
be
point.
fair, we do preach. We try to preach that do what the team will do, or not what you think they'll do, or
Yeah,
what
that's
you
fair.
think what you would do. I guess.
That's why I went with Gentry with the Raiders.
Yeah, and so I really do think Shador to the Giants is realistic. Like you have a coach and a GM on the hot seat. They're not leaving this draft without a quarterback. There's no way. Like Travis Hunter's right there. Okay, trade Travis Hunter, you're fired. Like that's literally that's what's gonna happen. You're fired right away. So they have to take a quarterback at least. That's how it is. Even though Travis Hunter's the better pick, obviously. But all right, hey, good job, boys. I like it.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was probably our best one. I enjoyed that.
So we got a dub today, Boone. Is that what's going on
A
With
dub
the-
for what?
with the
Content Boone?
little parlay?
Yeah, I think it hit. Yeah, it definitely hit.
Shit.
Alright.
I have this 8-leg parlay right now that has 3 legs left. I have Miami plus 12.5 and they're winning. They won, I think. And then I have UConn over 130.5 and Santa Barbara 129.5 alternate line. Come on, boys.
That's Santa.
Love it.
I'm
Sick,
battling over here for this college basketball stuff.
Yeah, it's. I know Malik says Brian Daboll might just be one of the most unlucky coaches in NFL history.
Tough,
Just give
dude.
that man. I know. I told the story. I think it was just me and you, Boone. But my buddy's a Giants fan. He brings up all the time how Tommy DeVito prevented them from getting Jaden Daniels because he won. He won like 2 games or whatever,
Yeah.
3 games.
It's actually really funny
It
though.
still like haunts him. Like he's still mad about it. He's like, dude, like, it's just that's brutal.
Tommy
And then
DeVito,
what else
dude, that
happened?
is so
Something
funny.
else happened. He brings up all the time. Like the
Darius
Giants.
Slayton won a game. They won a game this year that stopped him from being the first overall pick this year.
That's what it was. That's what he
Darius
said this
Slayton
year.
was like, "Fuck your number 1 overall
Yeah.
pick. We want to win this game." I was like,
Drew
"Oh."
Lock. Wasn't it Drew Lock ball out in that one game? Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprise
Yeah, and look at
Surprise.
and he went to his division. That's so fun, dude. Oh my god.
You know what's
Giants,
even
man.
crazier to think at? You guys probably saw it, but the contract that Darius Slayton signed with the Giants is very similar to what Saquon Barkley
It's like
signed.
exactly
right now.
the same.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And-
That's where it's like
Either way,
that type of guy. You just pay him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. No one said anything.
I was cracking my back.
That was wild.
I was drinking water. My bad. That was,
That was like water over there.
oh, it's actually vitamin C.
I need some of that really bad. Actually, I've got this water.
Boone, what do you got? What do you got going on right now?
What do you mean?
Little
The-
cold?
He said, "What do you mean?" Look-
Oh, cold. Yeah, I'm sick, dude. I've been fighting through it for the last 48 hours, and today has been the worst day. I think I'm at the peak of it right now. I have no voice. Maybe like a fever. I don't know. I told Jeff, dude, hey, it felt like someone was stabbing my throat in the middle of the night, and I tried to cough.
Yeah,
I
it's that
couldn't.
season.
I thought I was. My throat was seizing up. I thought I was done. I was there. R.I.P. Boone. Here we go. But now I made it out.
Here we go. He's been waiting.
Yeah, it's
on it.
that.
That
It's that
time of year, they
season.
say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Adeline,
It's-
man.
Allergy
Oh.
season, boys. Lock in.
I don't know if this is allergies. This is like a hey.
No,
boom,
it's like a
boom,
little like 20. It's like a weird cold
like a
thing.
flu
I don't
or
know.
cold
Yeah,
or
like,
something.
it's weird. I got told you. Advil,
pushing
cold
though.
sinus, and vitamin C.
Got my green tea, some
what you
medicine
need.
I just took, and I do have an orange juice over here. I haven't touched it yet though. So
Hey, you had no pulp guy? You like the pulp?
I don't care, to be honest. You know, one of my favorite things,
Thank
and this
you.
is so off topic,
Thank
to be
you,
honest.
Booner.
Yeah, I'll drink pulp. I don't care. One of my favorite things, and I was thinking about this the other day, to do, and hopefully the boys will want to do this. Like in the summer, I love like being in a cabin up north and getting like having like an elite breakfast in the morning with orange juice, with pulp in it, and like bacon and eggs and pancakes and fruit. And like we're on the lake. Oh my gosh, dude. That's like, to me, that's like my perfect, like if I
That's
go
your
off
peak.
into this. Oh my gosh, dude. When I was in college, some of the boys on the basketball team, there was like 5 or 6 of us. We went to this lake in Ohio, Klotz, shout out Klotz. And we would do that like in the off season when workouts would die out for about 2 weeks. We would go there and we would just
Do you remember where
phones
at,
off.
Boone?
It was the lake by Cedar Point. I don't know what that is.
Lake Erie?
No, it's like a private lake. It's by Cedar Point.
No, I
It's
don't
connected to Lake Erie, but like we could take a boat to Cedar Point and stuff. It was cool. It was a good spot. We were on jet skis. And
I
stuff.
know
It
you're
was
gotta
talking about.
We got to go to Cedar Point, man.
I'm not a roller coaster guy.
Oh,
No way. Oh my. You won't run a mile. You won't ride a roller coaster. What if
No.
you lose a bet and you got to go to Cedar Point?
roller
I'll
coaster.
go. I won't ride the rides. Like I like, dude. I went to like some. Like,
Oh, you're
dude.
talking about Put-in Bay, Boone. Put-in Bay.
Yeah, Put-in Bay. No, not Put-in Bay. No, not
Ooh.
Put-in Bay.
The cabins?
No, not Put-in Bay. No, it wasn't cabins. It was one of my
Oh.
friends' family had like a house. We would
Ah.
go there every summer. I can look it up real quick.
I'm interested.
Yeah, Cedar. Hey, man, I
Devil's
love roller
Lake?
coasters, man. Come on.
I think it was Devil's Lake.
Nice thing.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm terrified of heights, but I like roller coasters.
You like the
I'm kind-
adrenaline rush.
Yeah, but I can't do like I will never like.
You don't
ever
like
see,
like
Oh
for
no,
me,
it's Johnson's Island. I'm sorry.
oh, no clue. Not
you
a
ever
clue.
see like the hot air balloons? Never would get in one of those.
Yeah,
Never.
like I get more scared standing at the top of a water slide waiting to go down. You know, you can see through the
Oh.
steps.
Mm-mm.
I hate that. Give me a roller because I hate the fact of sitting there looking down. When you're on a roller
Yep.
coaster, it's moving and you have no time. You can't do anything.
Yep.
I'm just out on all. I don't like ride. Like, dude, I went to Disney and they have like the Aerosmith roller coaster, rock and roller coaster or something, and it's like upside down and twirls and fast and all of this. And someone told me like, it's Disney. There's easy roller coaster. So okay, I get all the way in line. We get to the front and it's like fastest roller coaster. Boom, boom, boom. Goes up to this many miles per hour. There's flips and turns, and I start sweating. I was like, are you guys kidding me?
a disaster.
And literally, I hopped on it and I just closed my eyes from start to finish. I like squeezed as hard as I could and closed my eyes. I didn't see a thing. It was
Have
a
you ever
blur.
been on the Maverick at Cedar
no.
Point, Boone?
I've
The
gone
one
on
that
a-
time.
Maverick.
Good time.
in the
I've
tunnel?
been
Oh,
on a
that was-
few in Cedar Point. The Maverick was not. I've been on like the Blue
What's-
Streak. That's like the easiest
What's the
one.
one, Klotzy? What's the one where it's by the water? Which
The
one is that?
Millennium. That's my the Millennium Fort because you go it's
Mid.
You're like right by the lake and it takes you up quick and you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
That's like one of the
hey.
newer ones. I remember when they built that one.
I'll cheer you boys on. Here we go, boys. Let's go.
We got to
The
go.
Dragster though, that's a different beast.
I've
right
never,
There,
I've
it's
never
done.
rode that.
No more
They
drag.
closed it down.
there.
Never
They
rode.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
bro.
think someone
There's so many
got hurt.
times where it couldn't get up because it would be too windy, or you get stuck at the top.
Oh no!
I think someone got hurt
Half the time I go to
recently.
Cedar Point, the dragster is not
Nope.
available to run.
No,
Forgot Klotzy's in
That's
Ohio. The
disappointing.
man grew
I
up
go
on
to Cedar Point.
Hey, Michigan!
easily
Don't sleep
a
on
couple
Michigan Adventures, man.
Never been.
Come
They
on.
used to do school trips there, bro, and it
Never
would be if
been.
you didn't have any like discipline action, you get to go. And they would do like 3 trips like that a year to different
Boone's
places.
got like an elephant
I
ear.
kn-
He's just
I
not going on
dude,
anything.
I never got to go. I would sit like, dude, they would do these trips at school.
Chilling with the
And if
chaperone.
you weren't one of the ones that could go out on the trip, you had to stay at the school for the whole day while your whole grade's out. And it was like 4 of us with like a teacher just sitting there all day doing homework. And every year, 3 times a
Wait,
year.
you couldn't go or didn't want to?
Could not go. Like you had to have like a certain disciplinary action thing. Like if you got in trouble this many times, every year I never was eligible to go. And there was like me and like 4 people every time. The same 4 people out of
You're probably
hundreds.
a kid with the leather jacket that smokes cigarettes outside the Rite Aid before class.
The worst, dude. And we just sit there and do homework for like 7 hours while people are at like Michigan Adventures, Chicago. I don't know. The movie
You know what you'd probably
theaters.
like, Boone? The little zip line thing that takes you from the front of the park to the back, where you can sit in like one of those little.
I did that before at Cedar Point. One of those things. Yeah, it was a thrill.
The only thing that I truly don't like at Cedar
Bumper
Point is
cars?
the power tower. I don't like the power tower.
Oh
thing-
no, I don't like it. Remember, I think.
What?
When
Yeah.
Jeff went on the thing,
Oh,
when Jeff
yeah.
popped,
Yeah,
and this
yeah.
thing probably like 60. It was, to be fair, it is a lot higher
Jeff-
when you're up there. But it's probably like 60, 70 feet in the air, and it's me, Jeff, and Jeff's dad.
My
And
dad's built
Jeff, we're sitting there, and I'm like fucking with Jeff on the way up. I'm like, ah, and he's like, you can tell he's like locked in.
Oh.
And then we like stop. And I'm like, oh shit, this is kind of high up, and then it drops, and Jeff hits the.
Yeah, bro. I got a video of it.
Passed out, bro.
I got a video. of it.
I literally like blacked out for a second. I woke up and it just Klotz is like, ah, and I'm just like, I don't know what's
The
going
video. We
on,
got to
dude.
get that video, man.
No, bro, that was terrifying.
Oh,
See, like
so
that
good.
is a prime
That-
example. Like just
I don't.
height,
Yeah, I don't
hell
like
no.
those rides.
That was
I don't
another
like
one. See, I
spinny
didn't do it.
rides.
I played putt didn't night. Didn't go on the Tower of Terror,
Hell
whatever it's
no,
called.
man. Fuck that shit, man. Thanks, Xavier. He says Xavier says come to Chicago, Jeff. I'll take you on the slowest moving Ferris wheel at Navy.
I'll
Pier."
do
Yeah.
that.
Hey, I'm actually trying to go. I'm trying to go out to Chicago in the future, man. So
Let's make a trip. Let's do it.
Yeah, Chicago's next up for sure. Went to Vegas. Want to go to Chicago. Hey, great show today, fellas. Good stuff. We'll be back Monday. So we'll see. Maybe the Lions get a little busy. I'll be
Show tomorrow for Caleb. Are you guys doing one in the morning?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm going
Yes,
in there.
sir.
All right, there
Well,
we go.
Klotz is going to
10
join.
a.m.
Talk some ball.
hey, hell yeah.
You want to know?
And
10
then
a.m. Here we go, Klotzy.
also, if anyone send down to the D for
Yes,
St.
sir.
Patty's Day, Caleb is he's coming out. Down.
Oh, no.
What is that? Where's that? I think that's like by like Comerica, or where's that by?
It's by like Ford Field, I think.
yeah,
like,
there's
like
a big
near Fort
tent down
Field.
there. Big
Real
tent.
Caleb.
I guess
down.
Comerica too.
Get
Caleb,
after it, brother.
Michael Gentry, and then I got talked into. I'm stopping in.
Mike's gonna be there too.
Yeah, Mike's going.
Yeah, I'm missing out on a day, huh?
No, Boone, you need to get healthy. You need to get healthy, Boone. We need you back. You're not gonna miss much. I'm gonna hang out there. I'm gonna dab. I'm gonna hang out with the boys, and then I'm coming back home. But if you're out there, I'll see you out there. But St. Patty's Day celebration. But
Come on
until
now.
tomorrow morning, be there. Saturdays with Crunch Time. Caleb, Lucas, Klotzy, and Gentry.
Yeah. Yep. He'll be there.
All right. Until then, have a great night, everyone. Stay
Love
blessed.
you guys.
Peace.